Pabon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBA Continental America's Lightweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the copper trunks. He's scaled 134 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 14 victories, no defeats, 1 draw, and 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde Caguas, Puerto Rico, Jacob Bucky Gomez. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He wears the black and silver. He's scaled 134 pounds. He is also undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 12 victories, no defeats, 1 draw, and 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Sanford, Florida, the undefeated Corey Too Smooth Marksman.
Okay, come on. Come on. You okay? Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay, guys. Here, to walk is okay. Okay, guys, I give instruction in the dressing room. They happen a clean match, okay? Le di la inducción en el camerino. Vamos a una pelea limpia. Okay.
Jacob Gomez has previously defeated 2 unbeaten fighters before, vows to make it a 3rd tonight. Marksman says he's never been more prepared after sparring with Shakur Stevenson in preparation for this fight. A 10-week training camp. He's got the crowd behind him as well. Let's see what happens here. 10 rounds live from Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, the 2 fighters that Marksman mentioned have been mentors for him over the last few months. One was Shakur Stevenson, who we sparred with. The other, Andre Ward, who we said he got to talk to when he was out in Vegas for that camp.
When it comes to undefeated fighters, I like to look at the resume. Who's fought better opposition? And you mentioned Todd Gomez has a couple undefeated guys, but Marksman has 6 undefeated opponents in his 13 fights. This is an impressive resume with a fighter won only 13 fights.
Gomez, the southpaw, already targeting the body with a straight left hand.
And you could bet, the confidence that Marksman got sparring the great Shakur Stevenson is only going to make him even better tonight.
You see Marksman coming out in that orthodox position. You'll see him switch stances over the course of the fight. That's part of his style.
You can see that Gomez has the slightly heavier hands, even though they both have similar knockout ratios. They're slightly heavier hands with Gomez. Marksman's a little bit more accurate, hence his last name.
Both men describing this as the biggest fight of their lives because, Sergio, there's not a lot of job security in this sport, and the winner gets a matchroom contract. That is huge for a young fighter.
Hey, listen, they said there's a recession around the corner, so you want to lock up that contract if you're these fighters.
Nice jab there from Marksman. Cut Gomez off at the pass.
That's financial advice by Sergio Mora.
Look how smooth both these fighters are. They don't punch, they don't fall off balance. I'm really impressed right now with both these guys. Normally when I see an unblemished record, I'm kind of cautious about it. Think twice about it. Both these guys have good technique, good snap on their punch.
Gomez backing Marksman up in the corner.
Yeah, this is where Gomez wants to be. He is a come-forward pressure fighter, likes to back you against the ropes, create offense that way.
I like the way he hooked around the top of the guard of Marksman right now. Went downstairs and kind of a corkscrew right hook around the guard. Love seeing the creativity from young fighters.
Marksman's defense has been pretty good in this round, but sequences like that where he's backed up against the ropes in a competitive round, those are the kind of sequences that can stick with the judges.
And I was studying Gomez. I love, the body punching, but he has an excellent right hook. And anytime I'm studying southpaws, and once I see that hook come around slinging it, I'm like, yeah, this guy's really good. There it is right there.
And that clipped Gomez, it appeared a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
Got him again with the right hand, and this crowd is fired up. But Marksman's got to be careful not to get carried away, Sergio.
Yeah, and both of them exchanging hooks right now, but it was Marksman the one that got the best of them, but it just woke up Gomez.
Very entertaining opening round here between these two.
Vamos al aire. Estás bien de aire, ¿ok? Tienes que ir llevándolo tú. Porque si tú veas, acuérdate, en el gimnasio siempre lo practicamos.
You got to move your waist. Remember when we train in the gym?
Él te va a iniciar. Si tú inicias,
You gotta initiate.
Y la llevas, él no va a saber qué hacer. Llévalo, ve llevándolo tú con el jab, ve
You
llevándolo.
gotta jab. You gotta jab your way in. Initiate the offense.
Tiene que estar más vivo. No puede coger golpes de él, porque
He's
la
sharp,
fanaticada
all right? You gotta watch out for his
un puño
punches.
que te dé, van a gritar.
There's that overhand right hook. You know, he threw a left hand. Gomez did. I love the creativity there. He tried to go for the overhand left there, but he got caught slipping by Marksman right there. Both of them very polished boxer punchers. This is an excellent matchup.
Yeah, I like that body work from Marksman, that last exchange. Little quarter hook as well came upstairs. Good finish to the round for Corey Marksman.
Yeah, close round. You think maybe Marksman clipped it there at the end or edged it his way.
Both these guys are heavy counter punchers. They need to initiate a jab and try to, set the tempo instead of just going gunslinging, going back and forth counter punching. Slow down the tempo with a jab.
How does Gomez look to you at this elevated weight class, Sergio?
He looks excellent. I mean, you can see that both of them have sharp punches. They're not heavy hands, but they're both very sharp. I think Gomez looks good.
Yeah, Gomez has fought at 135 before. It's just in recent fights, he's been down at 130. So this is a familiar weight class for him. Like Gomez, I think he's the heavier puncher, Sergio, but Marksman to me is sharper. Like everything's just sharp in these exchanges.
I can see that. I could definitely see that. But, sometimes sharpness hurts opponents more than power. Catching them off guard with speed.
Good body shot there from Marksman.
Yeah, way to fight off the ropes. You see a lot of fighters just trying to circle their way out of danger.
Look, man,
Marksman fought his way out of danger.
I'm going to say something right now. Win, lose, or draw, both these guys are good enough to deserve a contract. But
we're now a round and a half.
I know what I'm seeing, man. Both these guys are good.
Sergio just spending matchers' money during this.
Well,
recession.
I mean, you got the recession coming,
You get a schmack contract. You get a contract.
It's Oprah's.
Oh, good shot.
This is the 14th straight fight Corey Marksman has had in the state of Florida. He's never boxed outside his home state.
Man, Gomez took that shot cleanly by Marksman, right on the tip of the chin.
Well, neither man has been knocked down in their career, so they both, at least on paper, have great chins. And again, as Chris mentioned, we're only a round and a half in, but it seems to me that Jacob's going to have to work a little harder in this fight.
Maybe a little bit. Get out of character a little bit aggressive with the jab. You could double and triple your way in with the jab. Aim at the chest.
Oh, double jab. Snapping stuff from Marksman.
You saw him do that by switching into that southpaw stance.
The only blemish on Marksman's record was a draw in February 2024 against Tony Aguilar, and a fight that he got avenged in a rematch in July of that year.
A beautiful shot by Gomez right there, coming around the guard with a hook, left hand caught. Marksman backing up.
Already a black eye, the right eye of Gomez, showing some color.
Man, I love this matchup. I love seeing these matchups whenever fighters are 10-0, 15-0. Someone has to go, but someone's gonna go forward.
right. I need you to be a little more active, okay? He gonna try to. I see what he's trying to outpoint you. He can't stand there with trade with you. He's trying to outpoint you. So I need a little more counters, okay? Okay, I got you. More with the lead foot. You see, he freeze. Okay. Lead foot, lead hand control. Shoot your right. Look to come back with that hook or something. Okay. Got you. All right. I got you. Work your angle jab. I ain't see where they will be at. All right. Get that foot right. Don't let him try to outpoint you. Right. Break his ass down. Right. Give me something down here too. Yeah. Get it down there like. When you in close, hands in control. Don't even let him work.
There's that right hand. Landed cleanly on Gomez's chin. He just took one step back and came right back on the offense. Love seeing that from young fighters. You can see that he has a chin, Jacob Gomez, but he doesn't want to be getting hit like that the later this fight goes, because he got caught on the opposite side of the southpaw on the right hand. Normally, you can't roll with those shots.
You know, good advice from the father and trainer of Corey Marksman, sensing that Gomez now not really here to win a fight by knockout, but to just try to outpoint him, outland, be more active.
In 5.
Chris Mannix is our unofficial score for this fight. How do you have it?
Yeah, I've got it 1-1, 19-19 even to start this fight. I thought that Marksman squeezed out the first round after a terrific finish to it, but the second round, the activity of Gomez was enough to sneak it out. This easily could be 2-0 either way.
Hurry up and wrap it up. There's too much action, Chris. Shut your pie hole as Gomez is giving it to Marksman now here in the third.
Gomez is giving upstairs. It's Marksman digging downstairs. I mean, look, the headshot looks sexy, but Marksman is actually investing downstairs on some good body shots.
Yeah, I don't know about the just trying to win on decision. Both these guys look like they're going for the KO.
There you go. That's what I want to see from a young fighter, that jab. You get your work in, then go back to the stick. You got to dictate the pace. You got to let the judges know that you're in control. You're fighting at your tempo, and that's what you do with the jab.
Who's going to be stronger in the late rounds? It may come down to that.
Good left hand right there by Gomez. I like that.
Marksman also recently fought in the Team Boxing League. He was 2-0 in that venture. Man, these guys are letting it all go, aren't they? Oh, big right hand from Marksman. And Gomez eats it like a champ.
Gomez takes a big shot because Marksman can punch. Not a big puncher, but he has some pop behind that punch. That's 2 shots that Gomez has eaten cleanly.
Yeah, and I like the defense of Marksman too. As soon as he lets that right hand go, it snaps back and is able to block the counter shot of Gomez.
And he's very twitchy, so he's ready to roll with the shot behind the big shoulders.
Marksman with a 75% KO ratio. Gomez has 8 knockouts in his 14 wins. But Gomez said, look, at this higher weight class, I'm going to have enough power to clip this guy and get him out of there.
Gomez needs to start jabbing his way in. He already got time by Marksman. Marksman has the slightly faster hands, the quicker trigger. So if you're going to deal with the speed, you got to jab your way in and rely on timing.
Good combination there from Marksman. Down to the body, back upstairs, that left hook.
This is an even-Steven matchup for sure.
No, it's not. I think Marksman's separating himself with defense right now and the right punch selection. First 2 rounds were even, but this one's separating him. Corey Marksman separating himself right here. And you can see Marksman already has Gomez on the back foot.
Straight left here from Gomez, trying to make up some ground here in round 3. Hey, how about the Snoop Cam, ladies and gentlemen? And hey, I know he's not a boxer, but we lost a legend in fight sports. Chuck Norris has passed away. Your thoughts on the legend of Chuck Norris?
Well, listen, there's toughness in fighters, but there's Chuck Norris toughness. And it's incredible what that man did. I mean, I always remember the one-on-one with Bruce Lee. It's unforgettable. He will be missed as an actor, as a fighter, and as an all-around tough guy.
And throughout the night, we're going to give you some Chuck Norris fast facts. Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that.
Walker, Texas Ranger was the most unintentionally hilarious show that I've ever seen. Go down the rabbit hole of YouTube of Walker, Texas Ranger clips. I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
My favorite quote about Chuck Norris is he once killed 2 stones with 1 bird.
There you go.
We got those coming for you all night long. How can you tune away now? You got to stay tuned. And I know Chuck Norris would appreciate these two warriors, what they're bringing so far as we enter round 4. Nice uppercut there from Marksman.
Gomez better start punching with Marksman because he can't. Gomez is not as fast. He's not as quick as the trigger as Marksman, so he has to punch with him. You got to intercept the shots because if you're always relying for Marksman to stop punching, he's just too fast for you.
Good sequence there for Gomez. But instead of landing his shots and getting out of there, Sergio, he stays right in the line of fire.
Yeah, and if you're not going to get an angle and use that southpaw angle, then you know it defeats the purpose of being a left-hander. Southpaws have an advantage of being left-handed, but if you stand right in front of your opponent, it makes no difference. You're just food. Right there, he should be pivoting. You know, Gomez should be pivoting to one side or the other, trying to outflank, you know, Marksman.
Oh, nice right hand from Marksman, who goes downstairs now. The more eye-catching, head-popping shots are coming from the American.
And even when he gets hit with a shot, notice how he rolled with the shot right there, rolled with the power of Gomez, as Marksman did.
Of course, Gomez is also an American, but he's from Puerto Rico, wears a Puerto Rican flag. We're talking about Marksman from nearby Sanford, Florida. He's got a lot of fans here in the building.
Nice catching counter there by Corey Marksman. You know, what a sharp fighter this man is. Good body shot there by Gomez.
Yeah. Could body shots end up being the difference in this fight, Sergio?
I would think that if I were Gomez, I'll be countering to the body. I can't compete with the hand speed of Marksman, so I can't catch and counter upstairs, but you can definitely catch and counter downstairs with both hands. And that will slow down the speed and slow down the legs and the sharpness of Marksman as well.
Oh, nice right hand for Marksman as Gomez just couldn't get out of the way.
He might have rocked Gomez. See, right there, he should be flanking. He should be stepping aside. But I don't know if Gomez has that in his arsenal. I don't know if he has footwork like that. Because he's being broken down right now by the heavier puncher and the heavier punches of Marksman.
And Gomez may have blood coming out of his mouth right now. He's got one free hand. And you're a big fan of that. You got a free hand, let it throw, right?
Let it flow. The referee's letting you punch, punch and grab. You go ahead and do it. I think Gomez might be touched to the body. He's been bending down over his feet a little bit too long. I don't think you take that body shot and the pressure.
Oh boy. He's there for the picking for Marksman when he just stands still in front of him. We got a heavyweight clash between two fan-friendly brawlers. The Bronx Bomber Deontay Wilder taking on Derek Chisora. It'll be the 50th career fight for both men who are looking to prove they still have that fight-ending power. Saturday, April 4th at London's iconic O2 Arena. Subscribe to DAZN's Ultimate Tier to get a minimum of 12 pay-per-view events a year included.
It appears that Corey Marksman is talking to Jacob Gomez. You could see that he has his number now. He got the timing, he got the speed, and that's what he's unleashing on those shots. Just beautiful shots, minding his defense. Even when he misses, he checks his defense and dips down. Just a sharp, beautiful, brilliant boxer puncher, Corey Marksman. And he said he was going to do this to us, but it's nice to see it unravel.
Marksman certainly looks more comfortable in there than Gomez.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, there's a nice left, though.
This is a big round for Jacob Gomez. He better do something here. This fight's getting away from him. Not only in momentum and speed, but in rounds.
All right, Chris, how do you have it through 4?
Yeah, I've got it 3 rounds to 1 in favor of Jacob Marksman. He is, I think, controlling this fight with his accuracy and with his clean power shots. He's really taken over from that second round on. And I think that, Gomez is in this fight for sure. The pressure is having some effect, but the accuracy, the power shots, all in favor of Corey Marksman.
If Gomez is not going to jab his way in, he's going to get counted to death by the faster fighter. I mean, you're dealing with speed, so the only way to beat speed is timing.
Well, you've talked before about some fighters needing to come in and go with a 2-1 instead of the 1-2. Why aren't you suggesting he do that?
Well, because hold on. Corey Marksman heard you say that, turns around and said, points and said, yeah, you're right.
About the 2-1?
The 2-1, yes.
There you go. See, Sergio?
There you go. Well, that's a punch that I used to throw on southpaws, and the thing about a southpaw, he does everything backwards. So yeah, if you want to actually confuse a fighter, a sharpshooter like Marksman, you gotta go into that southpaw bag of tricks. Marksman reminds me of Gary Russell Jr. Sharp, fast hands, quick feet, explosive, smart. And that's high praise by an Olympian and a champion in Russell.
You know, the feeling I had coming into this fight was that both these fighters were pretty good, but Marksman maybe had a few more tools in the box, and you're seeing that play out. The defense has been sharp, the footwork's been sharp, the accuracy has been sharp. You see Gomez, he's in it, and he's got a game plan, but Marksman's just a little bit of a level above him right now.
Well, we have to take what fighters tell us at their word in these meetings, and he said, I was supposed to... Oh, it's
good left hand there.
Yeah, I was going to say. When he tells us Shakur Stevenson kept him in the ring longer for sparring because he was doing so well, he kept asking him to come back. That speaks volumes about his talent.
And it gives a fighter, a young fighter, a lot of confidence moving forward. I mean, anytime, you know, I would spar a champion or a former champion or someone with a name, hey, my next fight against a 4-rounder or a 6-rounder, I just had the confidence that I could fly. You know, that's what we're seeing with Corey Marksman right now.
You know, one thing I've liked about some of these matchroom shows in particular here in the U.S. is that on every show, you've got someone like Corey Marksman, a ticket seller, somebody that's on the card for that reason.
Oh, nice pot shot from that Corey Marksman.
If they perform, they wind up getting big things. So Jordan Martinez performed a few weeks back. Now we've got Corey Marksman shining so far in this fight.
Nice check hook just to finish off the round. Just sharp shooting. Sniper is Corey Marksman. Too smooth.
You give him work, he get that so he's all walking in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall in the hit trap though. Yeah. Whenever he pops out, he's trying to out-slick you. Yeah. Fuck that. Let him walk to you. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Don't give him what he wants. Okay. Count on a little bit more. Shoot. Look to shoot that straight right. Straight right at me. Okay. Double it up if you have to. If you get close with the high guard, okay, head up to the left. If you're gonna fall, shoot through. You know what I mean? Like Floyd. Every mouth, pass around. Okay? Put that straight right there. Stay a little bit. He's not moving his head. He's not moving his head. You know what I'm saying? Okay. How you feeling? Good. It's good? All right. Push yourself a little more. Push yourself a little more. Okay? We gotta take this. Yes. Okay? Push yourself a little more. Let's go, baby. And move. Be slick, man.
That's Corey's father, Angus Marksman, his trainer in the corner, a former professional Muay Thai fighter. I asked him why he didn't push Corey in that direction. He said Muay Thai is just too brutal. The knees, the elbows, the career just won't be as long or as fruitful.
Yeah, these two once fought on the same card back early in Corey's career. And of course, Todd, you had to be the one to ask him whether Dad won or lost. And he said he lost.
But he really won in the spectators' hearts. Well, Sergio, how's this fight playing out in your mind right now? Which way is it gonna go?
I just think Marksman's way too sharp, man. Accurate, fast. Even his defense is on check. I mean, he's fighting with this swag and confidence that when you're firing on cylinders like that, it's just hard to intervene. It's hard to get past that. And I think the more this fight goes, Jacob Gomez realizes he's just outbeat by the faster, maybe even stronger man. Definitely smarter.
Well, when you're not as skilled as your opponent, as it seems that Jacob Gomez is not, what's the strategy now?
Throw caution to the wind, move your head, and you got to rough him up. That's the only thing you can do, man. The only thing you can do with a polished boxer is you got to get dirty, you got to get rough, you got to do whatever you can to win. Throw shots that normally you won't throw, overhand, sweeping rights.
Yeah,
attack the body.
I think closing the gap is going to be big for Jacob Gomez to get back into this fight. We saw it in the first couple of rounds. He was able to pin Corey Marksman against the ropes, just like this here. But when he's there, he's got to let his hands go, land some shots. Even if you're hitting on the arms, you've got to let those hands go.
I would just attack the body, because if you're attacking the body, if you're Gomez, then it's gonna force Marksman to keep those elbows checked in and not catching counters. So body shots is the way to go for Gomez.
Good right hand there from Gomez.
He right here should be digging upstairs, but instead it's Marksman digging the liver.
Good overhand right on the ear from Marksman, and that can always knock your equilibrium off.
Good right hand to the body, right hook by Gomez right there.
But Gomez can sneak some of these rounds.
There you go. See,
a little bit more active.
There you go, Todd. See those two hands downstairs by Gomez? That's what it needs to focus on. That's what actually keeps a boxer from catching and countering. See, you can see the arms went down on Marksman right now, backing up now. Catching his breath, trying to reset. If you're Gomez, go right back downstairs.
Good sweeping right hand from Gomez. This is a pretty good round for him, all things considered.
Yes, it is. And it started when he went downstairs to the ribs.
Counter left, though, from Marksman.
See, Gomez should be jabbing his way in. He doesn't have the upper body speed or upper body movement or foot speed, even though this was a good round.
Both men opening up here to end round 6. One half of our main event getting wrapped right now. That is the challenger, Austin Ammo Williams. Chris, you've been around him all week long. How is he mentally right now?
Yeah, he is amped up and ready to go. He understands the magnitude of this moment. A couple of years ago, he came up short in his first big fight against Hamza Shiraz. But he says this opponent is a lot different. Hamza Shiraz is 6'3". He was looking up at him. He's going to be looking down at Carlos Adames. And he doesn't believe that Adames' experience is going to be as big a factor as some people believe. So he's ready, or as ready as he's going to be for this championship fight.
And I'll tell you what, Chris, I always give you criticism on your writing, but excellent article on Ammo Williams. I mean, everything he's gone through, the highs, the lows, the mental, the mental issues, personal problems. I would love this man to do something great tonight, but the odds are against him.
You can read that article on sportsillustrated.com or go to Chris Mannix's social media pages. Are you opening up comments, Chris? Are you letting people comment on your stuff now?
Do you have a Twitter handle anymore?
I've been hacked.
You got canceled.
I got canceled.
Good right hooks there by Gomez. See, that's what I mean by punching with Marksman. You got to intercept in between the speed. You can't keep up with that with quick hands, so punch with him.
Marksman already showing more gumption here in the 7th than he did in round 6.
Let me do my job, okay? Box.
All right, Chris, through round 6. How do you have it?
Yeah, I've got a 58-56 in favor of Corey Marksman. Much better round for Jacob Gomez. Felt like Marksman started to slow down a little bit. You saw the hands drop to his waist. The body work of Gomez start to pay off. So this fight tightening on my scorecard, 58-56 in favor of Corey Marksman.
And Gomez started off this round really nicely as well. Boxing on the back foot now. Good body shot there by Marksman. But even on the back foot, he's countering nicely.
Sergio, I feel like if Marksman's going to be able to drop Gomez, it's going to be to the body. He's landed a few of those shots downstairs, and I've seen Gomez clinch those elbows tight to his ribcage.
Yep, and that's what I was talking about. Gomez he can take a good shot upstairs, but the longer this fight goes, the more the rounds go, you're getting winded and fatigued. You got to take that area with body shots.
Check out. Clean fight, okay? Go.
Good shot there, bro. Short shot by Gomez.
This is a winner stays on fight. Eddie Hearn basically said, you win, I'll give you a contract. You lose, and maybe we'll see you down the road somewhere.
And back to the body, Marksman. You could see it that Gomez is not liking those body shots.
Okay, stop.
Our cameraman was being drawn into the ring there. He's got to get out of the way.
Well, if I'm Marksman, I'm going back to that jab. He had a couple of shots there, just sticking that jab out. Good power jab from Corey Marksman. Gomez kind of smiled and went right through it, but that's a good scoring shot if you're Corey Marksman.
Gomez said he started boxing at the age of 9 and never had a fight on the street. I said, how's that possible? He said, well, when my classmates saw me training as a boxer, no one messed with me. Unlike with Sergio, who's fighting in his back lot almost every week.
I actually took you to my alley in my backyard. Todd in East LA. How'd you like it?
I'm impressed you've gotten as far as you've gotten in life.
Attaboy, from East LA to the top, baby. Gomez got some moments, but Marksman just comes right back, man. Just really sharp. I love the accuracy. I love the confidence. I love the swag. Excellent fighter.
And there's the other half of the main event, Carlos Adames. I want to draw your attention to that left arm, that left bicep. He injured that bicep 3 weeks before his fight against Hamza Shiraz. Went out and fought Shiraz with that injured bicep and performed quite well. Maybe could have won that fight, but he didn't. He didn't decide not to have surgery on it afterwards, and now he is coming back, trying to prove that there is no injury issue with him going into this fight. But he's ready to go and ready to defend this title for the 3rd time.
A torn bicep seems like you got to have surgery. We just said no. They said we could just basically allow time to do the job.
Well, I mean, we've called a lot of Oscar Duarte fights, and you look at his bicep, it looks like it's a little torn as well. But, you know, this is what fighters are, man. We fight through injury. I mean, this is a hurt business.
And Marksman trying to hurt the career of Jacob Gomez, seeking the 5th undefeated fighter that he's going to hand a loss to. But still have 3 rounds to go here from Orlando, Florida.
This is a must-win round for Jacob Gomez. He's had, you know, good swings, good ebb and flows, but Marksman is in control of this fight. Gomez needs to do something great this round to turn the momentum and the sway back in his favor.
Nice little jab there on the end of that sequence from Marksman. Oh, hand speed.
All 3 of those shots landed cleanly, and that's because Gomez, he forgot about the upper body movement. No more footwork. This is when fatigue starts setting in, and this is when speed starts taking over.
And now you see Marksman's got his feet planted in the canvas, now standing right in front of Gomez, just wanting to bang it out.
Yeah, but the pop's not there no more. The pop and the punch that we were hearing earlier is not there with Gomez. You can see him slowing down. You can see the technique is starting to fail him. But see how he's falling over his front foot a little bit.
Nice jab there from Gomez. He's got to take advantage when Marksman kind of shrinks up against the ropes.
A rare jab by Jacob Gomez. This is what he has to do. This is what you do when you're fatigued. You jab your way in with a tight guard, because it doesn't take too much of your legs if you're just jabbing straight in.
There's a nice left from Gomez after eating a couple of jabs from Marksman.
I might have rocked Marksman. That was a good shot. Hook straight left hand.
Concubacks through 7 rounds. Pretty close. Marksman 89 at 262. Gomez 81 at 280. But Chris, to me, it looks like the more definitive, eye-catching shots are coming from Marksman.
Yeah, the flashier shots are coming.
Oh,
big right hand, that hurt Gomez.
Gomez is hurt.
Just like that, straight counter right hand.
Gomez was out on his feet for a second.
He's got that left hand down as well. If Marksman can capitalize.
If Marksman steps back and throws an overhand left, Gomez is going to be right there for the taking.
That's a big shot by Marksman. This was a competitive round up until that point, still is, but that was a huge punch.
Yeah, Gomez still doesn't look all there, Sergio.
Hey, Gomez is landing some right hooks himself.
Oh, he ate it right there. Gomez fighting with pure heart and adrenaline here.
What a slugfest. Gomez landed 2 big right hooks that Marksman just ate up.
What a clash here in Orlando.
Mierda, Jacob, ¿qué vamos a hacer? ¿Qué vamos a hacer?
What are we gonna do?
Están desorientados. ¿Por qué
Come
carajo
on.
es lo que vamos a hacer?
Look, what are we gonna do? We're behind.
Estás cogiendo golpes que no tienes que coger, puñeta. Te lo estoy diciendo, que mueva la cabrona tu cabeza.
Come on, I'm telling you, man. You gotta break his head. Let's go.
Estás ahí cogiendo golpes que no tienes que coger.
Let's go.
Pégate ahí.
And this is an ebb and flow of pain. Good body shot landed by Gomez, but a beautiful hook by Marksman. And you can see that Gomez was out on his feet for a little bit. The knees shook, the legs buckled a little bit. Marksman took advantage of it. Look at those legs shake right here. Nice right hook. I love the fact that Marksman is not smothering his punches, and back comes Gomez with hooks. Mouth bleeding, but that body shot right there, that took the power and the energy out of Jacob Gomez, and that's what body shots do.
Very close round there as we head now to round number 9. You feel like this fight is still in the balance, Sergio, if Gomez can win these last 2?
Yeah, I think he has to win these last 2, and maybe even a knockdown, because I think Marksman has controlled the majority of these rounds cleanly with clean punching and ring generalship.
Yeah, and I think that Gomez's corner is right. They know him. They know they're behind right now. He's got to do something special. And one thing you got to remember here is that this is Corey Marksman's home turf. This is where he fights. He's the Florida guy. And if you're the Florida guy, you got to believe you're going to get the benefit of the doubt from these Florida judges.
That's a great point, Chris, because this is the eighth time that he's fought at Caribe Royale, and this is his home, and he feels he's amongst his fans and his judges.
It's a little concerning, though, Sergio, when all your trainer does is yell at you to come on, let's do it, instead of giving you specific tactical instructions.
That's the last resort of a corner, just to become cheerleaders, because they know they're in there with a sharpshooter, a sniper in Corey Marksman. So they've already ran through the bag of tricks. Now it just comes down to toughness.
Oh, he's eaten too many of those, but delivers a right of his own.
That head of Gomez, just a stationary target, no movement. He's trying to step into these straight left hands, but Marksman's seeing them coming. He's getting that right hand up every time that Gomez steps into it.
If Marksman can throw 2 jabs to the left hand side of the face of Gomez, he's going to set up a beautiful right hand, because Gomez keeps dipping to the exact same side. But you need to lead his head there with jabs in order to set him up with a right hand that he won't see coming, because the jab will be blocking it.
Marksman vowed that he would win this fight, said it wouldn't even be that close. It is close, but he does appear to be winning.
I don't think it's close. I think it's competitive. I think if you look at the scorecards, the man's winning some rounds. But you got to give a lot of credit to Gomez.
Yeah, Gomez is tough, and like you said, Sergio, I'd love to see him again. I don't think this should be a one and done for him by any means.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of guys in this division he could beat.
Yeah, Gomez is not going to win this fight
Oh,
without jabbing his way in.
I love the fact that Marksman every once in a while goes for the knockout punch, Sergio. Just plants his feet and bombs away.
Jacob Gomez could take a punch, man. This man could take a shot.
Get that one.
That's the 3rd or 4th time that Marksman, in the middle of a round, has had kind of a mini conversation with his corner.
Blood pouring out of the mouth of Gomez with that shot. 10 seconds to go here in 9. Boy, the 10th is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, that's a good try there by Gomez, punching at where the head's going to be at, not where it's at. But that's what Gomez needs to do more, because Marksman has good upper body movement. You gotta throw where his head's going to be.
Tenemos un round. Va a ser lo que vamos a hacer.
Tú naciste para esto, ¿no? Vamos a demostrarlo.
Última salud, ¿sí?
Vamos arriba, caballo. Vamos arriba, Jacob, ven. Vamos a tirar.
Come on, we got to throw. This is the last round. We got to throw.
Beat the bully. Hit his ass.
My foot is getting stuck when it turns out.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. This is the 10th and final round.
I think Marksman could just box and stay away from Gomez and win this fight, but he's got too much pride, and you heard his dad basically saying, go bully this guy.
Not only that, but 3 rounds ago, Marksman says, I got more to show. I got more than that. So he wants to show out. And everything he told Chris Mannix he was going to do, he's doing in front of us, and he's still in the show. It's Corey Marksman.
I'd have it scored, Chris, through 9.
Yeah, I've got an 88-83 in favor of Corey Marksman. There have been some competitive moments in these rounds, some good power shots landed by Jacob Gomez, but they've been squeezed out by Corey Marksman, who I've got with a pretty sizable lead into this 10th round.
Nice, solid, straight right hand from Marksman there as sweat goes flying off the head of Gomez, who has shown us at the very least he has a world-class chin.
And determination, man. I like how the kid keeps coming forward, looking to poke holes in the defense of Marksman, but he's just way too sharp.
Both men are in excellent condition. I mean, look how many punches they're throwing here in the 10th round. Gomez coming forward like a bull. He knows he needs a knockdown here in the 10th.
Well, if he's going to get it, he has to hurt Marksman downstairs. I mean, he's just too sharp. The bounce on his feet is still there.
Oh, boy, one of the best punches of the fight there from Marksman.
Yeah, those are opportunities that Jacob Gomez can't pass up. Having Marksman in the corner and just letting him pivot out. You've got to let your hands go when you've got an opponent like this caught in the corner.
And look at how comfortable Marksman is now. Flat-footed, rolling his shoulders, catching and countering. Even as Gomez still punching with good pop. No respect. Marksman has no more.
And if you want to be a star in this sport, Sergio, you close strong. You give the fans what they came for, and that's violence. Marksman on the front foot here with a minute to go.
Corey Marksman can easily be outboxing and just put it on cruise control here. But like you said, Todd, he wants to close out the show and show out. Forget the contract. He wants he wants the main event slot.
Sanford, Florida's Corey Marksman in the biggest fight of his life has put up his best performance. But Gomez not willing to surrender.
Okay, go.
A fantastic battle here at 135 pounds between these two former sparring partners.
Okay, go.
Just too fast, too smart, too sharp, too smooth. Corey Marksman. Good body shot right now. What a fighter.
And another right from Marksman. 10 seconds to go, and you know Marksman's going to throw to the bell. So will Gomez as the crowd rises to their feet here at the Caribe Royale.
Bravo, boys. Bravo. That was a beautiful display of power boxing.
Someone's O has got to go, and it appears it's going to be Jacob Gomez's. Marksman and his father, Angus Marksman, have done it themselves, kept it in the family, and hey, man, this guy isn't missing a lot, Sergio. I ask you what, fighters can usually improve on. I mean, just some tweaks here or there, but Marksman seems like he could be a top 15 fighter right now.
Listen, I love what I watched. I mean, I'm trying to, give some critique, some things he could work on. The man did everything. And he told us he was going to do this. He introduced himself to me and Chris Mannix 2 days ago and said, hey, you guys are going to be talking about me. Just watch for my performance. And guess what? He was 100% right. That's how you turn heads if you're Corey Marksman. And keep doing it here at the Caribe Royale. I mean, this is where you're going to put butts in seats, build a following in your hometown. 8 fights here at the hotel. I want to see more of him.
And he may have just gotten a matchroom contract, and that could quickly take him up the rankings. Can't wait to see Too Smooth back in the ring again. Well, you're going to flip your lid as Jarrell Miller returns to the zone, taking on undefeated Cuban heavyweight Linear Pero. These two have met face-to-face right here at the Caribe Royale following Pero's last win against Jordan Thompson. Now it's showtime. They'll kick off Saturday, April 25th, live from fabulous Las Vegas. Well, Jacob Gomez has nothing to hang his head about, does he, Sergio?
No, he does not. And if you're going to lose your 0 and your unblemished record, you want to lose it to another undefeated fighter and a sharp fighter and a guy that was just better than you tonight. All credit to Corey Marksman. I tip my hat off to Jacob Gomez. He started off the first half of the fight with guts. He wanted to win. He never stopped trying to shock the world. So I would like to see this kid again.
All right, David Diamante has the numbers.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action here at the Caribe Royale, we go to the judges' score totals. James O'Connor, Braden Jackson both scored about 98-92. Rodolfo Aguilar, 96-94. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated and the new WBA Continental America's lightweight champion, Corey Marksman.
What a moment for Corey Too Smooth Marksman and all his fans who made the quick trip down the interstate from Sanford, Florida.
Love it. I'm loving this, man. Look at this. Everyone grinning from ear to ear, especially that man with the swagger. I mean, you can't teach that, Todd. He came in with the swag. He's leaving with the smile. I love seeing this, man. I love seeing guys talk the talk, walk the walk, and back up what they preach.
Well, he's about to speak to Chris Mannix, and that's kind of a rite of passage in boxing. You get to speak to Mannix. You're doing things right. Let's hear from him now.
Well, Corey, congratulations. You get the win. You couldn't help but notice that emotion on your face when they announced your name. What was going through your mind when the judge read the decision?
Brother, this ain't nothing but just hard work and dedication, man. I got the greatest team and the greatest support system in the world. I can't even put into words, man. I worked so hard for this moment, and it's finally here. So it just feels real good, you know.
You said coming into this fight that you were levels above Jacob. Do you think you showed that tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, there's more I could have done, but I mean that's just boxing in general, you know. But I feel like I definitely got the job done in spectacular fashion.
What were you seeing from him early on? You've shared the ring with him in sparring. Did it feel like there was some familiarity between the two?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we sparred a while ago, so I mean, the time did make a difference, but obviously not too much. But you know, I got to give it to Jacob. He's a tough fighter, and it went all 10 rounds, and he was strong every round.
It felt like the first 2 rounds were pretty competitive. You started to separate yourself in the middle rounds on. What were you doing in those middle rounds to separate?
I just had to just be myself and get loose. You know what I'm saying? My pops was telling me, you know, it's time to pick it up just a little bit, little by little, because you know we got 10 rounds. We don't want to blow the load, but ultimately it's just me having to just have fun and feel comfortable in there.
He surprised you at all? There was a lot of trash talk between the two of you during the fight. He was competitive, like I said early on. Did he surprise you with anything?
Nah, you know, I came into this fight focused, and I wasn't gonna let nothing deter me from getting this belt.
You know, Eddie Hearn made the point, the winner of this fight stays on with Matchroom. I know Eddie's watching over in the UK. What's your message to Eddie about your future?
Eddie, man, I wanted you to hand me this belt, but it's all good. You got business to handle. We're going to have future business to handle as well, man. I hope he was entertained, and let's get this show on the road.
This is your hometown, your home crowd. What did it feel like to win a fight like this here in Orlando?
It feels great being in front of all these beautiful people, everybody that came out here to support me. I want to thank all my sponsors from GCS Recruitment, the Orlando Rio. I want to thank Undisputed Promotions, thank Omari, thank Eddie, thank my family, thank my pops, thank Paula, thank Matthew, thank Grove County, thank everybody, man. Praise God.
Congratulations, Corey.
Thank you.
There's Grandma and Grandpa. The entire family is here, and boy, are they proud of Corey Marksman. The 25-year-old is now 13 wins and no losses, Sergio. How good can he get?
I'm shocked, man. I've never heard of Corey Marksman until today. I loved everything I saw. And man, we're going to see more of him. I think Matchroom shouldn't let this man leave this building without signing a contract because he has a future, a bright future in this division.
Let's show you his handiwork as we turn over into our highlights from this, our second fight of the night. Jacob Gomez Gave us all he had as well. Salute to him. It takes two to tango for a fight this entertaining, but Gomez was just beaten to the punch too many times.
And beaten to the punch because Marksman has fought undefeated fighters before. This was a sixth unbeaten opponent in front of him, but that was no sweat off him. He did what he's been doing. Sharp shooting, accurate, body punching, slick with the shoulder rolls, not getting hit with anything, getting an angle. That's what I love seeing from fighters. Anytime they get a punch, get a little dip, get a little angle, and start all over. Rinse and repeat. Beautiful shot, beautiful left hand. Even when Gomez tries to get something started with the body shots right there, that right hook, that had Gomez out on his feet for a while. He wasn't punching for like 30 seconds. Mouth bleeding, up against the ropes, big shots being landed, never stop going for the knockout. It's Corey Marksman, and that's why he turned his head.
Yeah, a lesser fighter would have been down for sure, but Gomez with a legendary chin tonight ate so many of those heavy-handed shots from Marksman, who entered with a 75% KO ratio, just couldn't stop the Puerto Rican, but did everything else right as he dominated on the judges' scorecards, winning a unanimous decision here in the home state of Florida. Plenty of hands to shake, next to hug for Marksman, who have a nice little party here tonight in the Sunshine State. Let's look at our CompuBox numbers. Power shots landed. That's where Marksman surely had the edge, and he did. 35%, 123 of 347. Gomez got his in as well, 105 of 375. Coming up next, another hometown hero, Omari Jones on the left of your screen, stepping up in competition for sure. Very tough Mexican Christian Gomez tried to do some real damage to the future of Omari Jones.
It's showtime, and there's no better way to win on boxing than with DraftKings Sportsbook. This is the home of boxing bets, so step into the ring and go the distance with this unbeatable offer. Place all kinds of bets live or before the bout, like fight props, over-unders, money lines, and more. Download the app, enter the promo code, and get in on the action. The crown is yours.
It's going to keep everything at bay with a little bit less power.
Be ready for any situation to fight.
I've always felt like I'm one of the best strikers in the world, so being able to just focus on my hands now, even better.
If you want to see more content about what happens behind the scenes here at the Grand Prix weekend, make sure you check out my OnlyFans.
They Will Kill You is so intense. This is all we can show.
Hi. Wow.
They Will Kill You, Friday.
Wings for Life World Run. Everywhere at the same time.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Go! On May 10th, we run together for those who can't. To find a cure for spinal cord injury. Join us now.
I'm Chris Mannix.
And I'm Sergio the Latin Snake Mora.
Join us every week for the fiercest debates in boxing between a former world champion and a guy that spent 2 decades covering them.
I'm going to buy you a new shirt. Terrible.
Sure.
Who made that for you, Grandma?
Maybe. We are back. He's the fighter. I'm the writer. I'm already tired of being around.
But in my head is borderline genius.
So you cannot sit there and tell me that there is a more marketable fight out there for both these guys
then running it back once again.
You're pretty stupid for a smart guy.
If he gets a unification fight, or if he gets a fight against Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis, those guys are going to beat him. I promise you that.
You gonna bark all day, little doggy? Or you gonna bite?
Doggy?
You had a certain ankle STD.
It's not an ankle STD.
Chris Mannix has gout, ladies and gentlemen.
I do.
I think he might even stop Parker. I think he becomes.
Oh, you're crazy. Head over to DAZN.com for full Fighter and the Writer episodes every Friday only on DAZN.
Catch all the highlights. There's a lot of them from tonight and a full weekend wrap-up on Unwrapped, our weekly fight sports review. And then every Monday, go inside the ring with Max Kellerman, Mike Coppinger, and LaShawn McCoy as they sit down with boxing's biggest icons and debate the hot topics. And also, check out Face Off as Moses, Atalma, and Jermaine Franklin, they go face to face. Exciting times here at DAZN. Welcome everyone back, adding Top Rank to our incredible staple. I'm joined by analyst Chris Mannix. And Chris, I know you got your notebook. You also have some more news on Top Rank in just a moment. But you also got some interesting news regarding former two-time unified world heavyweight champion, and that is Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, Anthony Joshua has not been seen in the ring since defeating Jake Paul back in December. He was, of course, involved in that tragic accident over in Africa where two of his friends passed away. He has been back in the gym as of late, and I am told he is nearing a decision on when to return to the ring. Turki Al-Sheikh and Eddie Hearn are expected to travel to go see Joshua this upcoming week to have a conversation with him about what he wants to do next. Now, Eddie has floated in the past the possibility of a summer return for AJ. It will most likely not be a particularly tough test, but Turki Al-Sheikh and Eddie Hearn headed to meet with Joshua and with Team Usyk, which is training Anthony Joshua, to decide what he's going to do next as he moves his career forward.
All right, good stuff, Chris. You also reported last week Boots and Virgil. Doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. So what's next for Boots?
Yeah, the Top Rank deal opens things up for a lot of cross-promotional fights, and we may get a very big one in the next couple of months. Over the last week, I've reported that there were preliminary discussions between the teams of Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis for a title fight against these 254-pounders. Well, those conversations have advanced significantly over the last week, where I'm told both sides are very optimistic that they can get a deal done. And from what I'm told, it is Xander Zayas that is driving all this. Of course, Boots Ennis wants a chance to win the Unified Championship, but Xander Zayas has told his team, I want this fight against Boots Ennis. These two sides are in advanced negotiations, and both sides are very optimistic we could get a deal.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Following up on Bam Rodriguez, though, is there an update on what could be next?
Yeah, but in terms of Bam Rodriguez, he is still deciding what to do between staying at 115 pounds or going to 118. But if he makes the move to 118 for his next fight, Antonio Vargas has been identified as the opponent that Bam Rodriguez will face. Vargas, the WBA title holder, at 118 pounds. And there's been a lot of talk inside Bam's camp about moving up in weight for one fight and then coming back down to take on the winner of Willibaldo Garcia, Andrew Maloney. That fight will happen in April for the fourth and final piece of the 115-pound title. Bam considering a jump up to 118, take on Antonio Vargas, and then move back down to 115 to go for undisputed status in the super flyweight division.
All right, the unified champ, Chris, always great stuff from you. Reminder, you can catch the Fighter and the Writer with Sergio Mora and Chris every Friday right here on DAZN. We're going to get you set now for our co-main event.
Omari Jones is back in action, Sergio, and he loves fighting here in front of his hometown fans. This is another step forward for him against Christian Gomez, who could pose some trouble.
Yes, he can. I mean, this is a man that has a lot of experience And you know, the thing about Omari Jones, his last fight he didn't get a knockout. So now he's dealing with a tough Mexican, a Mexican that has a lot of experience. Lost 3 of his last 4, but he's heavy-handed. He has a tight guard. It's hard to look good against Mexicans with strong upper bodies like that. I'm curious to see if the young Omari Jones can continue doing what he's doing.
And you can tell he reps Orlando, coming out in the Orlando Magic gear, circa the Shaq days and Penny Hardaway. Remember him?
I remember Penny Hardaway. I remember the cartoon,
Yeah.
the puppet. I had his shoes, actually.
Anthony Hardaway, yeah. All right. Let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen. As Jones steps up in competition to face Christian Gomez, who squared off against Shakram Giasov a couple of years ago. And yeah, he was dropped several times in that fight, but went the distance and had Giasov in some trouble. This guy can crack 21 knockouts in his 23 wins. As we turn you over to the tail of the tape, this in the light middleweight division, Omari Jones, 5 wins, 4 knockouts, taking on Gomez, who's 5'7" and 32 years old. Here's David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Caribe Royale, Orlando, Florida, it's now time for the chief support of the evening. Set to make his ring walk, please welcome Christian Niñote Gomez.
This is a man who's been stopped twice in his career, Sergio, 2023 and in April of 2019. This is his first time ever fighting, or actually first time since 2018 fighting above 147. Do you expect his power to carry up a weight class?
No, I don't, but I expect his toughness to carry up a weight class. I expect his experience to carry up a weight class. And the fact that there's a big opportunity for the Mexicans to do something great against a young prospect with only 5 fights, a handful of fights. This man has a wealth of experience, could take a big shot. It's going to be a big test for Omari Jones the later this fight goes.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the undefeated hometown hero, Omari Jones.
This is his first fight scheduled for 8 rounds. We talked about the Anthony Hardaway, Shaquille O'Neal look. Chris, you're the NBA guy. How do you rate that?
I give that a 10 out of 10 for style. And you see that with Omari Jones. A lot of style. When he gets inside the ring, he quickly shows that he is all substance. The former Olympic bronze medalist, 5-0 with 4 knockouts in his young career. And he has faced some good tests early. Last time out, he faced another undefeated prospect. This time he gets a vet with 30 professional fights. Guys, he has preached patience with us in all of our fighter meetings. But this is, Todd, as you said, his first scheduled 8-rounder. And he's doing it for the 3rd time in his hometown, where, as you can hear, he is starting to sell a lot of tickets. A few more performances like what we saw from him last year, and he will be headlining in this venue pretty soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Caribe Royale, Orlando, Florida, live on DAZN, it's now time for the chief support of the evening. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, Box Lab Promotions, in association with JD Promotions. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Bradden Jackson, Ephraim LeBron, and James O'Connor. And at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, referee Massimo Montanini. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears black with red trim. He scaled 151 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 23 victories, 6 defeats, 1 draw, with 21 big wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Christian Niñote Gomez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the white, blue, and black. He also scaled at already 151 1/2 pounds. His professional record, absolutely perfect. 5 fights, 5 victories, with 4 of his 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2024 Olympic bronze medalist fighting out of Orlando, Florida, Omari Jones.
Take a respect a hell and la regla. Respect each other and respect the rules, okay? Touch them up.
All right, Omari Jones, you saw that sign. He's half holy, half hood, Sergio. Whatever you want, the good boy or the bad boy, he's got it. He's taking on Christian Gomez, who said, man, I'm going to be more aggressive and go for the kill like I did earlier in my career. I'm not here to outbox anybody. I'm here to beat him up. 8 rounds, Jones and Gomez in the light middleweight division.
Right off the bat, Jones crossing the center of the ring, making it seem like this is my territory. This is my ring tonight. You cannot invade my territory.
Jones 6 inches taller than Christian Gomez, and he's also 9 years younger.
You know, Omari Jones came into the pro ranks with a reputation of a boxer. It's what guided him to that Olympic bronze medal, but he has shown great power early in his career. 4 of his 5 wins have come by knockout, to the point where he's surprised himself at how strong he's been in the professional ranks.
Whenever you have length and height and reach and patience and technique, then you can unleash that power. Most power punchers in boxing are tall and lean, you know, so it's not really muscle. This man can become a puncher.
Got that long stick, putting it in the face constantly of Gomez. Not even trying to land those punches, Sergio, just touching the gloves, keeping Gomez honest.
Oh, yeah, just poking him and just zeroing in on that right hand. There it is right there.
Todd, you mentioned it. Most of Gomez's fights have been around 147 pounds. A big step up in size for Gomez. It's interesting to watch Omari Jones. This fight, he weighed in a shade under 152 pounds. He's slowly getting his way up to the full junior middleweight limit. I'm curious to see what he looks like when he's able to put on that weight fully.
This was your weight class, Sergio.
Oh, this is my weight class for 3 fights, but no, he's a big junior middleweight. I could see this man even, you know, dominating 154 for some time, because he's young, he's big, he's strong, and he's confident. And I love the patience. That's the thing about, you know, these young Olympians. You know, they want to show out real fast. They want to bite off more than they can chew. But look at how patient and mature Omari Jones is.
Well, you love the patience of Jones, but what about Gomez? He can't stand at distance and just eat jabs all night.
No. Gomez is not patient. Gomez is frustrated. He can't break that range. He can't break that jab. You know, he's just getting popped at the end of the jab because he has no other choice. He doesn't have the foot speed or the upper body movement to get past it.
There's a left hand from Gomez. He doesn't really know how to win fights on the card. Hasn't won a decision since 2018. 8 years for Gomez. If he's going to win, it's going to be by KO.
Gomez told us this week his path to victory was getting on the inside, and I agree with him. That's the right strategy. But so far, he has not spent a single second of this round on the inside.
Because there's no upper body movement. He's still catching that sharp jab, that piston-like jab of Omari Jones right on the gloves. So it's still pushing him back slightly. You got to move to the left or to the right if you're going to get past that long jab.
So not much from Gomez there in round 1.
The Virgil is one of the most exclusive buildings in Manhattan. Our residents have unusual needs.
This building is a temple to Satan. Tonight, you are the offering.
I have a better idea. Please remember to clean up the blood. Rich people.
They will kill you. Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
Beautiful round. Beautiful round. Don't worry about nothing else but what you're doing, all right? Let's go. Double it, feint off it, all right? Come on. He ain't throwing nothing. She coming, you're going to get closer and closer with it, all right? around, go around. That's it. Keep feeding, right? Keep feeding.
Oh, pégate moviéndote, porque te vamos a ayudar, güey.
So Omari Jones, I mentioned that sign where they're like half holy, half hood. He does run a nonprofit already at the age of 23 called the Omari Jones Foundation and has his own clothing line called $1 and a Dream.
Sergio has his own clothing line.
What's it, Holy Socks?
Snake shirts, baby. I like that stabbing jab that Jones threw downstairs. That's going to open up a lane for that right hand. I want to see more jabs to the gut. Upstairs, downstairs for Omari Jones. That sets up a lot of different offensive. There you go. Good body shots there.
Chris, it seems like a lot of promoters here in the United States have made the decision, you know what? If we get a fighter that can really make headlines, we want to sell them in their hometown. We want Boots Ennis in Philadelphia. We want Omari Jones here in Orlando. We want Bam Rodriguez in San Antonio. How big of a star can he be in this market?
Orlando is a terrific boxing market. It's usually a terrific boxing market for Puerto Rican fighters. But for a guy like Omari Jones, you can go back to someone like Antonio Tarver, who's from the area, who sold tickets and was a star in multiple weight classes. I think Omari Jones, getting this early start, having Matchroom behind him and bankrolling these types of fights, it's not going to be long before he's able to sell out this venue as a headline.
And it's not going to be long until Omari Jones starts breaking down Gomez with that jab downstairs. Beautiful right hand that landed right on the gut. I love seeing that from tall fighters, but he does it responsibly, bending those knees, and it's with timing and accuracy that he goes downstairs just like that.
Ninote absorbing some body shots. This is not the strategy we thought we were going to see from him. He promises he was going to go from the window to the wall, Sergio.
Oh, he's getting the door slam with that jab right now, right in his face. That right hand's getting closer and closer to landing because he can't compete. Gomez cannot compete with the length and the sharp punching of Omari Jones.
Well, I don't know what Gomez's game plan was coming in, but he hasn't implemented any of it. I wouldn't even call this a sparring session up to this point. This is a guy hitting a punching bag.
Yeah, the one thing you thought he couldn't do is stand at range and eat punches from Omari Jones. That's what he's doing.
But right now, Gomez finally broke that range. Both of them missing right hands. Right there, he should have taken advantage of the fact that he got past that long reach. As soon as you break that reach, you got to punch at anything you can if you're Gomez.
Jones signed with Matchroom USA when he turned professional back in January of last year at the age of 22. And there's been nothing really to complain about or criticize him. He's been almost flawless.
And here's the thing. Maturity, patience. These are things that young fighters don't have at 23 years old. He's not over eager to land that jab. He's busting them up with that jab, and that time will come. Look, man, he doesn't have much of a right hand. Look, he's throwing that right hand downstairs. Look, he's throwing a jab upstairs, and he's throwing that right hand downstairs. But when he throws that right hand, you can sweep him with a left hook. Time that right hand.
You're going to get him up out of there. So we're not trying to rush nothing. We're trying to stay sharp. Every time he explodes, look, remember we're working. Bing. Step over. Amazing. Not sharp, amazing.
So here we go, round 3. Christian Gomez, in his full-time job, he makes vases and is a glass blower, which I was willing to show you exactly what that was. Chris, have you seen the glass blowers?
I have not been around a glass blower, no time.
Well, you have tonight. That's what Gomez does. I'm told if you inhale an accident, you destroy your lungs and you die. So you can only blow out.
He's not a glass blower. He's a glass maker.
No, you have to blow the glass to make the glass vase. We'll watch YouTube videos later.
Mannix knows about a glass jaw. That's it.
Speaking of, Mannix, what's your scorecard?
Yeah, pretty easy fight to score at this point. 2 rounds to none. The jab, just the dominant weapon for Omari Jones. I do like the patience that he's showing. His corner after that last round says, stay patient. Something's going to open up. You're going to get him out of there, and I agree with him. He keeps sticking that jab in the face of Gomez. Big opportunities are going to present themselves.
Yeah, but it takes patience to do that, and usually young kids don't have that patience. Gomez is trying to land one shot. He can't compete with with all the advantages that Omari Jones has, but if he tries to punch in between the shots and use some better tactics, hoping that Jones makes a mistake, then he can capitalize. Jones is not giving him that.
I don't think he's here to do anything, Sergio. I think he's here to go the full 8-round distance. He told us this week he had to get on the inside. He's made no effort so far to get on the inside.
Well, look, that's what I'm talking about. See that left hand? There we go. He is trying to do something, Mannix. He's catching and countering. He threw an uppercut earlier. He can't compete with the high lane speed or power of Omari Jones, so he just has to settle for one shot.
Gomez has not landed a power punch at all.
And that's the beauty of Jones.
Yeah, not a good stat when you're a power puncher. 0. By the way, I shortchanged Omari Jones. Not only is he a fashionista with his own clothing line, his own nonprofit, he's an author as well. He has written a children's book called The Journey of an Olympian. Chris, have you written a book?
I have not written the book, Todd.
How have you been in the business for decades, and Omari Jones has already beaten you to publish?
He is clearly a better writer than I.
Well, he claims he's going to write a book on my stablemate, Sanisa Strato. He hasn't even finished the first chapter.
That's not true.
Oh, see that jab? Stabbing jab downstairs. He's setting up a big right hand. Omari Jones, a clever fighter, man. He knows that he's in there with a fighter that's not taking many chances. In Gomez, Gomez is outgunned, but he's still trying to land one shot, trying to catch Omari Jones with one punch. It's not going to happen when you're that slick, you're that skilled, and you're that sharp.
We welcome you back ringside. Todd Grisham, the Latin Snake Sergio Mora, and Chris Mannix as we continue to celebrate the life of Chuck Norris, one of the great mixed martial artists of all time. We talked about some famous phrases. It became a gag over the later part of his life about what couldn't Chuck Norris do. And here we go. Once a cobra bit Chuck Norris's leg, and after 5 days of excruciating pain, the cobra died.
Love it. Legend has it that his beard scared off a porcupine once.
Are you talking?
I made that one up, by the way.
I heard Chuck Norris can divide by 0.
Legends live forever, but Chuck Norris lives even longer.
Salute to Walker, Texas Ranger. Round 4, scheduled for 8. This is the first time Jones has been scheduled for an 8-rounder, but the way this is going, we won't get there unless Gomez does something.
Gomez is not going to do anything. It's going to be Jones having to break him down with that jab and stay patient. You don't want to give Gomez any confidence, anything to hit. You will catch him with that right hand, but you just got to stay disciplined behind that long spear of a jab, that piston-like jab of Omari Jones.
What a weapon. They have a jab like that.
Even more impressive is the patience behind that weapon.
Tyson Fury's made a good career boxing behind that long jab. How do you think he's going to do against Akhmudev? Chris Mannix?
I think it depends on what version of Tyson Fury enters the ring. He's been off for a year and a half. He's in his late 30s. Certainly some question marks about him at this stage of his career.
Good shot right there. Alternating the jab, hook, straight right hand. Gomez caught all that on the gloves, but they still rattle you.
Yeah, huge numbers there from jabs. 38 jabs landed for Omari Jones, 135 throw. I'd like to see him dig more downstairs to the body. Gomez keeping that guard pretty high to try to stay away from the power shots upstairs. Maybe try to mix it up, soften him up downstairs, where he does look a little flabby around that midsection. Like we mentioned, this guy
has been fighting around 147 pounds. Put on that extra weight for this fight. Maybe dig downstairs, see if he can create some opportunity.
I'm fine with him digging downstairs, but it has to be one punch. The thing about Gomez, he's waiting to wing the shot over the top. So you don't want to get smaller to dig down the body and make yourself an easier target for the shorter fighter. So right now, keep popping him with that jab, keep stabbing him with that right hand, but from a range, just like that. Don't fight the smaller man's fight when you have 6 inches in height advantage.
I mean, Gomez has barely touched.
Oh, big right hand there by Jones. That rocked Gomez.
I mean, this is a veteran of 30 pro fights, and he can't lay a glove on Jones.
30 pro fights, only been stopped 2 times. Good right hand right there by Jones. The best thing I was impressed with this kid in the fighter meetings when we spoke to him, I told him to put these 3 in order. Power, technique, and speed. In your order, what's more important in the hierarchy in boxing? He said, speed number 1, technique number 2, power number 3. I love hearing that from a 22-year-old. Excuse me, 23-year-old.
Well, Gomez said, look, I have to hurt him early, make him feel my power. I need to reduce his confidence. He has not done that at all. Well, David the Monster Benavidez steps up to face Zurdo Ramirez for his Cruiserweight World Titles May 2nd in Las Vegas. It's the first Mexico versus Mexico World Championship matchup ever to take place above 168 pounds. And it's on Cinco de Mayo weekend. See it live on DAZN pay-per-view. Stay off the cervezas, Sergio. We might need you for that one. And, of course, we'll see you in Giza. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in front of the pyramids, 3-time undisputed champ Alexander Usyk defends his WBC heavyweight title against undisputed kickboxing superstar Rico Verhoeven, May 23rd at the pyramids.
Doubling that jab, shortening up that second one just to hide that right hand right behind, but then back to that long stick. Is Omari Jones not giving Gomez any kind of confidence to try to shoot that right hand over the top.
And Sergio, real quick, I want to get your thoughts on that all-Mexican showdown May the 2nd. Zurdo Ramirez, David Benavidez. Who are you leaning to?
Listen, man, I love Benavidez. I think his hand speed, his power is incredible. It's going to carry to the cruiserweight division because speed is going to outdo size. I favor Benavidez in that fight, but I'm glad that that Mexican date of May is back with new faces and Mexican fans. I mean, Canelo took the lead, but now passed the torch to David Benavidez or Zurdo.
Nice right hand finally from Gomez. I wouldn't count Zurdo Ramirez out. That man can take a lot of punishment and can dish it back as well. That's going to be a must-see fight May the 2nd.
Good body shot there from Omari Jones. Just keep sneaking those body shots downstairs. Get that guard down. He's be able to slip that straight right hand in a few times in this round. Try to get Gomez thinking a little bit so you can open himself up.
Looks like a small cut has opened up on the left eye of Gomez. Here's Chris Mannix's scorecard, and I don't think we're going to see any surprises.
No, 40-36 in favor of Omari Jones, just dominating behind that stick. Brilliant jabbing throughout the course of this fight. Gomez just isn't doing anything. Like, he has the occasional overhand right that he tries to land, but his plan, as he told us, was to get inside and touch the body of Omari Jones, and I'd be surprised if he landed more than 1 or 2 body shots.
It's Omari that's actually spearing him downstairs to the gut, and that continues stopping Gomez in his track anytime he does get in that front door. That long jab, that long spear, and it's a sharp punch, man. That jab is very, very potent by Omari Jones. There it is, and even exchanging it with a right hand.
You think Gomez is a little gun shy because he's worried about what's coming back?
No, he's being impaled by that sharp jab to the body anytime he steps forward. Those are annoying shots whenever you're coming on the front foot and you got a long, sharp puncher, just stabbing you down the middle. There you go. See that?
Omari Jones says he wants to fight as often as possible. When they call me, I'll be ready.
When you're not getting touched, when you're not getting hit, when you don't have a scratch on your face, you can stay active. And there's that spear downstairs. And notice that, you know, even though not much exchanges have been happening, there's no people unhappy with the performance. There's no booing. There's no people that they want more right now because he's in control.
Hold on. They're not cheering either, Sergio. This place is packed with his fans. There's not a lot to cheer about. That's mainly because Gomez isn't doing much.
Hey, listen, man, my trainer would say the quieter it is, the better you're doing. So keep it up.
Well, you built a career on that.
Easy work.
Quieting crowds around the nation.
I got this job.
You're at the point where you can run a quick 3-punch combination. After your 3-punch combinations, freeze them. Ding, 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 freeze them. Huh? When you're kind of low, what we doing? Staying sharp with your defense. That's exactly what you're doing. You don't got to change nothing. What you're doing is perfect right now.
The main event up next, and there is the WBC middleweight champion of the world from the Dominican Republic, Carlos Adames.
Yeah, big time fight now coming up for Carlos Adames, who had to pull out of the scheduled fight with Ammo Williams back in January, but says he's healthy and he's ready to go. This is a once-a-year fighter over the last 4 years. So even though he's 31 years old, you have to wonder, is rust going to be a factor for Adames coming into this fight?
A must-see main event up next. Right now, there's not a lot to see other than Omari Jones jabbing the face and body of Gomez over and over again.
Yeah, Omari Jones is clearly dominating this fight from start to finish, but something you heard from his corner in between rounds, saying add to the combinations, 3-4 punch combinations as well. So far in this fight, it has been a steady jab from Omari Jones, followed up by maybe one right hand, 2 punch combinations, kind of at the most. I'd like to see him mix it up, 3-4 punch combinations. He's going up against a natural 147-pounder. I know he's got some good knockouts or good knockout ratio, but he's been stopped twice before by far lesser competition. At this stage of the fight, I would like to see Omari Jones step on the gas.
And Omari Jones has dropped every opponent he's been in the ring with. Could Gomez be the first to not go down?
I agree with Maddox on this one. I think Omari has controlled and softened up Gomez enough to take a little bit more chances. You know, so go away from just a simple jab and 1-2. Just try to go around the guard with some hooks and be responsible about it, because anytime you're gonna throw a hook, you can bet Gomez is gonna try to catch you with the same punch, you know, punching with you. So check that and block that hook and come right back. Check and counter.
And we've seen a diversity of Omari Jones's punches over his last few fights. He's been diligent in the gym about expanding his offensive game. His rear uppercut was a weapon for him over the last couple of fights. His body work has been effective. I'd like to see a little bit more of that as we enter this stage. This guy's got nothing for him. This guy can't hurt him. This guy can't beat him. The only question is, can Omari Jones do something spectacular over these next 2+ rounds?
Gomez is a sneaky fighter, man. 35, sneaky fighter, hard to knock out. He throws these weird shots sometimes. You got to be sharp with him. Yes, you could take some chances now with your Jones, but don't get carried away trying to look for a knockout, trying to impress your fans either. See that left hook right there? Still has a little bit of pop in Gomez. There's still a little bit of fight in him. And you can hear the corner of Gomez yelling at them. I mean, they still have some kind of confidence in their corner. They know that they have a tough Mexican veteran in front of Omari Jones.
Well, at some point, when you're this much better than your opposition, you want to see him snuff him out like a lit cigarette. Don't just step on him and get the job done.
Yes, to answer your question.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. You want to grow your brand. You want to sell out arenas. You want people who saw you tonight to go home, tell their friends, you got to go see this guy fight. Next time, you're coming with me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think this is about the time, you know, where you can start throwing, you know, maybe a 3-punch combination, then check the defense and come right back.
You can put whatever you want together, just stay sharp with your defense, all right? All he's trying to do.
Cabrón, ese cabrón siente sus madrazos y corre. Suelta, mira, güey. El güey ahorita creo que todo se lo sueltas por arriba. De repente haces aquí y un tapadito abajo y crack.
Look, when you touch him upstairs, you got to block what's coming back, catch, and then you counter with an overhand right. You got to punch with him.
Cuando te muevas de si él corre para atrás, hazle una cinta, güey, para que se quede y ¡tan!
And there is the challenger, Austin Ammo Williams, getting set for the biggest fight of his life. Sergio, what does he have to do to win?
He needs to move his upper body. He needs to mind his defense. He needs to get his head out of the line of fire. And ultimately, he's going to have to be great tonight. He's going to have to show out and prove that he belongs with the championship names at 160 and become a world champion tonight.
I think Ammo Williams is going to have to walk through fire early on and try to take Carlos Adames into the later rounds. Adames is the most dangerous in the first 3 or 4 rounds of the fight. That's where a lot of his knockouts have come. Ammo Williams is going to win this fight. He's going to have to survive a lot in these first few rounds.
Meanwhile, steady as she goes for Omari Jones, who's never looked in any sort of danger at all. And certainly we talk about fighters who are just coming to go the distance, coming to collect a paycheck. Gomez doesn't appear to be one of those guys, but at the same time, you'd love to see him just go for broke.
He's throwing the right shots, trying to intercept the offense of Omari Jones. But yeah, you got to throw more than just one single shot. But, once you open up and throw a 2-punch or 3-punch combination, Omari Jones is waiting to catch and counter you too. But yeah, you gotta take some chances now if you're Gomez.
And there's a right hand from Jones. They want to see more than that. They want to see more of that. Crowd responding a little bit.
See, that wing and left hook is all that Gomez has been doing. So I agree. Throw that and you got to throw something else.
Well, a situation like that with Omari Jones, where he landed a really good right hand. He bounced out of there after the 4th punch of that combination. I'd like to see him stay in the pocket here in this situation. See if you can do something special.
You can tell that Omari Jones respects the heavy hands of Gomez. Even though he is a smaller man coming up, he still has a high knockout ratio, 91% knockout ratio. Heavy hands are heavy hands, and sometimes they can go up in weight and still get the attention of bigger fighters. Right there, Jones should have taken advantage of the off balance of the heavier feet of Gomez. Anytime a hard puncher, a heavy-handed puncher misses, they're going to fall off balance. They're accustomed to hitting something always. So take advantage anytime you have a fighter with heavy hands and heavy feet missing.
Is Jones respecting him too much?
A little bit, I would say, yes.
Absolutely. Look, the knockout ratio is fine, but you have to look at the resume of Gomez. The guys he's knocked out have been basically cab drivers very early in his career. As he's moved up the levels, he hasn't shown that power at a lower weight class. So this is the kind of guy I don't think Omari Jones should be fearful of, that he can catch him with a big shot that could change the fight. This is the kind of guy I would walk down at this stage, try to do something spectacular here in your hometown.
Well, he's going to have 1 round to do it as we approach the 8th and final round.
Man, it's the cab driver with the butt.
You do stuff like this, man. You want 8 rounds, you ain't get touched but 3 times the whole damn fight. Great combination, all right? You're gonna get that quick. Say sorry with your shit, all right? You ain't gotta take no chances on nothing, but if you find that opening, take it.
See, nice right hand landed right there of Jones. It didn't unleash, it didn't really pop that elbow and catch him at the end of the power, but Gomez still took that well.
Hey, wait. Moverte tan, y tapadito, tum, bam, bam.
Look, anytime he throws, you gotta catch him, you gotta throw your own punches, you gotta catch him, punch. Tan.
All right, the crowd wants more from Omari. Can he give it to him? Or Sergio, maybe he's just content to get the dominant win and move on.
Well, I mean, I hope that, Chris talks to him and says, did you respect this man's heavy hands or his awkward timing? I bet he's going to say yes. Because every sneaky punches that Christian Gomez throws are single shots, and he punches around the guard of Jones. And every time he has caught Jones, he's caught the glove because Jones has checked his defense. So it's the sneaky, heavy-handed fighter is Christian Gomez.
I'm not sure if Jones knows if he has power or not. I don't know if Gomez has hit him clean.
Well, you can feel, when you block a punch, you can still feel it.
Well, his movement's good, that's for sure, Jones. He knows his way around the ring. Defensively looks great. Jab was on point. But does he have that killer instinct to put lesser foes away?
Yeah, but killer instinct comes out when you have your opponent hurt. This man has not been hurt yet, so right now you still got to stay disciplined and smart. If you rock your opponent, if you see his legs buckle, if you see him bleeding and hurt and backing up, that's when killer instinct comes out. Sugar Ray Leonard, killer instinct. Oscar De La Hoya, killer instinct. They did it when they had their opponents pummeled and ready to quit, ready to, be taken out of there. I think Omari Jones is comfortable with cruise control now. I don't think he's going to try to get the stoppage or try to take any more chances. He knows he's in there with a tough Mexican. He tried to break him down. He tried to bust him up with that jab. Sometimes you can't knock out everyone. So just, get the win and move on. Stay busy, stay working, stay impressing your hometown crowd.
So Omari Jones, it appears, is about to go back-to-back distance fights after knocking his first 4 opponents out. Gomez was never in a position to get knocked out, and Jones never really tried to knock him out. And that's when you get a fight like this. It'll be an 8-0 shutout for Jones with 20 seconds to go. Maybe they'll open up here. And that will do it. Omari Jones dances around the ring. He's happy about that performance. Didn't lose a round, barely got touched, and a dominating decision win coming your way with a 23-year-old from Orlando.
Excellent performance. I mean, it wasn't the knockout that we're accustomed to seeing with Omari Jones, but when you're in there with a fighter that doesn't get stopped often, I mean, twice in 30 fights, then you gotta be careful. Todd, I know you guys love knockouts, you love young fighters taking chances. I hear you, but sometimes you gotta be careful.
I know you say sometimes, but was this that time where Gomez just looked happy to be at the receiving end of jabs? And I mean, look, you said it yourself, every Mexican is tough. Every Mexican will brawl with you, but we see Mexicans get knocked out all the time. And Jones just, let's be honest, he did not try to put this man away. He just tried to outbox him and win rounds, which is fine, especially when it's only your 6th pro fight, but let's call it spade a spade.
Sometimes you got to respect what's in front of you, and you understand, and you're feeling the heavy hands of a heavy-handed puncher. Yes, he's a smaller man, but the knockout ratio is still high. I'm gonna give Omari Jones a pass here. If he fights another fight and we see him like this in his 3rd decision, then I'm gonna start questioning.
Well, 2 men that will definitely be going for the knockout. Derek Chisora and Deontay Wilder will square off in their 50th professional fight for both men. This banger live and exclusive on DAZN from London. Get your ultimate subscription now. David Diamante has the scores. Let's get him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action here at the Cream Royale Orlando, we go to the judges' score totals. All 3 judges scored this bout identically, 80-72. For your winner, he's still undefeated, Omari Jones.
No drama for those scorecards. 80-72 as Jones improves to 6-0. Chris Mannix is in the ring and will speak now to the winner.
Well, Omari, congratulations. You go the 8-round distance for the first time in your career, win a lopsided decision. How would you grade that performance?
I'd grade that as probably my best performance to this date. It was a tough veteran, and he came to fight, and that was 8 rounds. He just came off a 3, 4, 10-rounders. But first off, I got to say all glory to God. Thank you, Jesus Christ, for this victory. I got to thank my team for going through this camp with me, and shout out to Eddie Hearn. He couldn't be here, but thank you for putting me on this platform, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Thank y'all.
You showed a lot of respect for his power during this fight. Do you think at times you felt you give him too much respect?
No, coming in, we knew what his strength was, and you saw over and over, he threw the big left hand and right hook, and I caught it every time. And I felt it on the glove, but it was nothing that I didn't feel before. I stuck to the game plan, I stuck to the jab, and he couldn't get through the jab. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
6th win of your pro career, 3rd time getting a win here in Orlando. You're building right now into these 8-round fights. What do you want the rest of this year to look like?
I hope it's busy. Hopefully I'm back in the next coming months. I take a little break, and then we right back into camp for whatever date they throw at me.
Congratulations, Omari.
Thank you. Shout out to Orlando for coming out. Shout out to my team, my family, my friends. Thank all of y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all.
Sergio, he called it his best ever performance. What say you?
Listen, man, you guys are the ones that criticizing me for praising this kid. I thought it was a damn good performance. I love what I saw. He said he wanted to set the tone, be patient. He did just that. He said he wanted to work the jab. He did that. He sat down on a few punches. More body shots. He could have thrown more body shots. Maybe throw a couple more left hooks to give a different look to Christian Gomez. But he had to respect the winging left hooks and the winging shots that Gomez was trying to catch him. But he still was able to be fleet-footed, get angles, go back to the stick, maintain. Look, see, those are sneaky left hands that he was trying to catch him with. And look, I wouldn't go as far as say it was a performance, but if he thinks he's an A performance, he's happy with it, move on and get the knockout next time.
Onward and upward for the 23-year-old from here in Orlando. He says, man, by the end of the year, I want to be headlining my own card. I'm not going to be Mr. Co-Main Event. I want a headline, baby. You keep winning, that will be inevitable. Total CompuBox final punch stats, 109 of 396 for Jones, 20 of 175 for Gomez. Coming up next, it is our main event of the evening. Carlos Adames puts his WBC World Middleweight Championship on the line to Florida's own Austin Ammo Williams, who vows to give us the performance of a lifetime and knock.
Welcome to the Fight Night Update presented by DraftKings. Sergio Carlos Adames enters this middleweight title defense against Ammo Williams, a pretty big favorite. Do you think the odds makers have got it right?
I think they do got it right because Adames is a world champion. He has a long amateur pedigree. We know that Ammo got a late start. He gets hit a lot. He has been stopped. I question that chin. I think the book got it right.
All right. So if you question the chin, how do you see this fight playing out?
I think Carlos Adames finds a way to stop Ammo Williams. Ammo Williams has the power. He's a southpaw. He's tall. That's going to fit everything into Adames. Adames by knockout.
I'm riding with Ammo Williams to win this one. I think Carlos Adames on paper is probably the better fighter, but he's gone through a lot over the last few months. Maybe he's had an injury issue. Maybe he's had some sickness. I like Ammo Williams to win this fight and to win this world title. Well, on DraftKings Sportsbook, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just download the app and use promo code DAZN when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
It's showtime, and there's no better way to win on boxing than with DraftKings Sportsbook. This is the home of boxing bets, so step into the ring and go the distance with this unbeatable offer. Place all kinds of bets live or before the bout, like fight props, over-unders, money lines, and more. Download the app, enter the promo code, and get in on the action. The crown is yours.
The Virgil is one of the most exclusive buildings in Manhattan. Our residents have unusual needs.
This building is a temple to Satan. Tonight, you are the offering.
I have a better idea. Please remember to clean up the blood. Rich people.
They will kill you. Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
You can do it on OnlyFans. It's a platform to monetize on the things that you're really good at.
OnlyFans is the perfect platform.
I can create whatever content I like.
I like having full creative control.
People are able to create whatever they want without judgment.
You're gonna start. It's the best decision you'll ever make.
Let's do it! The Virgil was built in 1923. Hi, I'm the new maid. Today, it's one of the most exclusive buildings in Manhattan. With such wealth comes the expectation of the highest quality of service.
This building is a temple to Satan. Each month we must pay with a human sacrifice. Tonight, you are the offering.
Gotcha.
There has to be a way out of here. Our offering is on the loose. I just dropped her picture in the group chat.
Now, I don't know what is going on in here, but Ray, I am in a forgiving mood.
Where did you learn how to fight like that? Prison.
It's heavyweight season on DAZN. Rising star Moses Itauma. He meets veteran Jermaine Franklin March the 28th at Manchester's Co-op Live. And then April the 4th at London's the O2 Arena. Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora. They collide in 100, the milestone 50th fight for both of those warriors. And then mark it down, May the 9th sees Fabio Wardley defend the WBO heavyweight title against Daniel Dubois in a massive British showdown. And then everybody, May the 23rd, three-time undisputed champ Alexander Usyk. He defends his WBC heavyweight crown against kickboxing superstar Rico Verhoeven at the legendary Pyramids of Giza. It's the biggest division in boxing, so join DAZN Ultimate to ensure you don't miss any of these blockbuster fights. The titans of the sport live here on DAZN, but it is time, y'all, to shift gears. The fight we have all been waiting for. It's time for the sweet science to get tactical, slick, and dangerous. As we are turning our attention to our main event, it's Carlos Adames against Amo Williams for the WBC World Middleweight Championship.
We're rescheduling this fight if the worst comes to the worst. And if we have to wait 2 or 3 months to fight for the WBC World title, listen, we'll take it then. Do you know what I mean? And maybe you're even more ready than you are now. You have my word, whatever happens, we will fight for that WBC World title.
After a last-second collapse of their January showdown, Austin Williams finally gets his WBC middleweight title shot against Carlos Adames. Less than 2 months later, both men enter with chips on their shoulders. Williams convinced Adames needed more time, while the champion returns determined to make a statement and defend his crown. Tonight, we find out, does Williams have the ammo to take out Adames, or will the champ leave no doubt and deliver another destructive performance?
Back here in Orlando, it is time. Chris, it's Ammo's first opportunity at a world title. You just saw the highlights there. He's been amped up all week. So the question, is Ammo ready, Chris, to seize the moment?
You know, I think he's as ready as he's ever going to be. Back in 2024, Ammo Williams took a step back with that loss to Hamza Shiraz. He has rebounded to win 4 fights in a row, and being around him all week, he is amped up to the highest degree. At the press conference, he was screaming in the direction of Carlos Adames. He was squaring up with our Sergio Mora sitting there, who was just standing there minding his own business, hanging out, hosting the press conference. Ammo Williams is up to a 10 right now, and he knows this is the best opportunity he's going to have to win a world middleweight title. He's got a good opponent in front of him, but Ammo Williams really believes that he is at his best right now at this stage of his career.
Yeah, Sergio may have gotten into the ring himself. We didn't know if that was going to go down, but it is these two. And Chris, you talked about it as well earlier. There was some speculation about Adonis' health, and then obviously the dehydration issues in January. So are you concerned about the health of Carlos Adonis?
Look, it is the biggest question coming into this fight. Is Carlos Adames fighting at 100%? We know he had to bow out of the fight back in January, citing an illness. We also know that he has been dealing with an injury to his left bicep. This is an injury he suffered a few weeks before his win over Hamza Shiraz. He went through with that fight, looked really good with that fight, but has not had surgery on it, and said he's just going to fight through the issues that he is having. Is that an issue? Is time off an issue? He has basically become a once-a-year fighter. This is his first fight in 13 months. Ammo Williams was in the ring just 7 weeks ago. So on paper, Carlos Adames is the better fighter than Ammo Williams. He's got the amateur experience, the pro experience. This is his 3rd defense of that middleweight title. But if he is less than his best, that could open the door for Ammo Williams to have a special performance.
Absolutely. This season, only 4 fights since the year of 2022. But you know what he is. He is a defending champ. All right, we're going to bring in, speaking of the guy, the Latin snake himself, that's Sergio Mora and Tom Grisham. Guys, a whole lot of bad blood in the lead up to this point. Sergio, we talked about it, Ammo wanting to fight you, but that should make for a heck of a great main event.
Yeah, tell us the story behind that. We get thrown that off as an off comment. Someone squared up in your face. You didn't back down, but you tried to educate him a little bit.
No, I actually squared up right back, and I told him, hey, listen, I won that green belt that you're going to be fighting for, so why don't you shut me up and win that WBC title? That's how you stop the criticism. He's the underdog. I'm not the only one that's punching holes through his defense. He's the underdog tonight. The reason is he gets hit really solid. The reason is he doesn't stick to a game plan. The reason is Adames has a heavier resume, but he can shut everyone up tonight. The thing about Ammo is he's already been through the fire. He's already had his loss against a big puncher, Shiraz. Did he learn from that? Is he learning from Kevin Cunningham? Can he follow instructions till the end? If he can do that, he's a hard punching southpaw, and if he can catch Adames right on the chin, he can rock that, man, and he can become a world champion.
Well, as for Adames, he's got all those tools. He's such a crafty veteran. Only 1 loss on his record. That was to Patrick Teixeira. How does he expose the flaws that you've seen in Ammo Williams?
He's going to have to take him to the second half of the fight. You got to get out of the early rounds where Adames is careful, where Adames can counter you with big shots. Adames has a mean right hand, so he has to get his head out of the line of the fire. Ammo does. He doesn't want to get hit with right uppercuts, right hooks, or straight right hands too early in this fight, because it will be El Caballo's fight.
What's your prediction, real quick, Sergio? What's going to happen?
I think Adames late or Adames decision. Either way, I like Carlos Adames.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Kareem Royale in Orlando, Florida. This fight should be incredible. That's what we're all hoping for. And this is our main event of the evening. Carlos Adames, the WBC middleweight champion of the world, puts his title on the line against the very confident Ammo Williams, who says, this is my coronation tonight in my home state. There's the tail of the tape. Let's get this party started. Here's David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, 2 explosive middleweights collide to decide who's the kingpin at 160 pounds. Power and destiny is on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, both fighters are in the tunnel. They're ready to come out. This is the moment of truth, and there's no turning back. Set to make his way to the ring, please welcome the challenger, Austin Ammo Williams.
Well, Chris, we mentioned it. You wrote a great article about the trials and tribulations of Ammo Williams. What's the most interesting thing you learned about him?
Yeah, this is a big challenge tonight for Ammo Williams, but he will tell you that he has faced bigger challenges before. 5 years ago, when the world was still coming out of the pandemic, Williams' mental health, it cratered. He trashed a gym that was owned by his co-manager, Peter Berg. He uploaded a diss track that was directed at his promoter, Eddie Hearn. In the middle of 2021, he checked himself into a psychiatric hospital and spent several months in recovery centers. Today, he says he has put all that behind him. The return to boxing, let's face it, it has not been smooth, as evidenced by that 2024 loss to Hamza Shiraz. But on this night, he says we are going to get the very best of Ammo Williams. His body is right. His mind is right. His training is right. He knows that he is going to have to walk through fire, guys, tonight to get a win. But he says he is ready for it. All week, he is saying he is not just here to beat Carlos Adames. He is here to blast him out.
Continual, perpetual motion. That's the mantra that Austin Williams told us this week. I won't stop. I can't stop.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the reigning and defending world champion, Carlos Caballo Bronco Adames.
Adames has been so disrespectful in his description of Ammo Williams. He says he fights like an amateur. He's my apprentice tonight, and I will teach him a lesson he'll never forget.
He said he's the apprentice and he's the champion. And the thing about Carlos Adames, he's calm, he's cool, he's collected, he's an open mentality. He knows what he has in front of him. A man that's animated, that's angry and felt disrespected. But that's not what wins fights. Intelligence wins fights. Experience wins fights. And following the game plan all the way to the end. And that's what the old bull, that old Bronco, and his caballo Carlos Adames brings to this table tonight.
He is the champ, defending his title for the third time, coming off a draw against Hamza Shiraz, a fight most fans believed he should have won. But either way, he will defend that title here in enemy territory, the home state of Ammo Williams. Here's David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute pleasure it is to welcome everybody here tonight to the beautiful Caribe Royale in sunny Orlando, Florida, USA. We are live on the zone with a featured bout of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBC Middleweight Championship of the world. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, Box Lab Promotions, and Warriors Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Bet Online, Drip, Events 365, Riyadh Season, O'Reilly Auto Parts, the 10% Club, and Everlast. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the Florida State Athletic Commission. The executive director is Timothy Shipman, and the World Boxing Council. The president, Mauricio Suleiman. The supervisor is Samuel Zivik. Introducing your three judges scoring his world title contest from ringside: David DeYoung, Ephraim LeBron, and Michael Tate. And at the sound of the belt, your third man in the ring, referee Christopher Young. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set and we are here. This is it. The time has come. I said the time has come. From the four corners of the world to the four corners of this ring right here in Orlando, Florida, the fight starts now! Introducing first, the challenger. He fights out of the red corner. He wears copper and gold. He's a southpaw, and he scaled 159.5 pounds. His professional record, 20 victories, 1 defeat, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He's ranked number 3 in the world by the WBC, and tonight he's making his first attempt at a world title. Born in Milwaukee, raised in Houston, and now living, training, and fighting out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida. Here is the reigning WBA Continental America's middleweight champion, Austin Williams. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a defending world champion. He wears the solid black trunks. Official weight 158.5 pounds. His professional record, 24 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he makes his second defense of his world title, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Elias Piña, República Dominicana. Here is the reigning and defending WBC middleweight champion of the world, Carlos Caballo Ronco Adames.
Okay, Jimmy, listen. Your trunk's fine. Everything up here is good to the good, okay? Jimmy, you know what time it is. For WBC middleweight championship of the world. Need you to fight hard, fight clean, touch him up.
I asked Carlos Adames, would this fight be more difficult than his last fight against Hamza Shiraz? He said, this will be 10 times easier. This guy is nowhere near my level. I'll be laughing at him in the ring. Emma Williams wants this to be Hagler Hearns Part 2. He promises to go through hell and brimstone to beat Adames and claim a world title here tonight. 12 rounds. The WBC Middleweight Championship of the World is on the line. Here we go.
You know, the pace of this fight is going to be very important. Emma Williams said he's going to take the fight to Adames early. We know that Adames is a much better front foot fighter than he is off the back foot. Which one of these two guys can be the pressure fighter? That's going to be worth watching.
Emma's going to be the pressure fighter. He looks like the bigger fighter. He's taller fighter. He's keeping that defense real tight because he wants to break that mid-range and make it a fight like he said he was going to do.
Emma Williams pointed out to us this week that he is the natural 160. He's been fighting in this weight class for every single one of his professional fights. Of course, Carlos Adames coming up from 154, where he was a title challenger, now a champion at 160.
And you could see that. You could see the white shoulders, the muscular body, great body shot there by Emma. And you can see that he has the heavier hands as well.
Sergio, you talked about Ammo's got to get that head up the line. That's going to be big for him during this fight. A little bit of jittery movement. Don't give Carlos Adames that stationary target.
And so far he is doing that, and I like the fact that Ammo's concentrating on speed. He's not overloading with the power like he has been in the past. See that? Those are quick shots. He wants to get that glove right back to his chin to protect what's coming back from Adames.
Neither man really given an inch in this fight. It's right in the middle of the ring.
Laser focused is Ammo. You can see Adames just biding his time, waiting for the, there you go, biding his time, just waiting to catch something big for the young boy. He wants to catch Ammo and get his respect early.
And that's what he told us. There's nothing complicated about fighting Emma Williams. 1-2s right down the middle. He sees the holes in that guard. That straight right hand is going to be a primary weapon all night.
Yes, it is. And once he starts throwing around the guard with a hook, and if we start seeing right uppercuts, it's going to be a long night for Ammo if he doesn't get the defense and move his head.
How about on the trunks of Adames? On the front, it says destroy, and on the back, it says demolish. That's what's on his mind. They're both thinking the same thing. That's why this should be a great fight.
There's too much firepower, man. Someone's going to get stopped here, man. Both these guys are not they're not pulling back far enough to where they get out of reach to punch hard. They want to get a hard punch in. They want to get the stoppage.
Oh, just missing a big uppercut was Adames.
Yeah, but nice short left hand from Emma Williams there. Snuck that in before Adames wound up.
Yeah, but you could tell that he has that in his mind, Adames.
Now Adames is backing Williams up.
10 seconds, gentlemen. That's for the bell.
Competitive round one.
The Virgil is one of the most exclusive buildings in Manhattan. Our residents are unusual needs.
This building is a temple to Satan. Tonight, you are the offering.
I have a better idea. Please remember to clean up the bush. Rich people.
Will kill you. Rated R. Only in theaters Friday.
The jab is going to be key. You understand that? Jab on the outside, jab on the inside. And you got to move your waist. You understand? And don't stay long enough to where he can counter you back. Bend your knees.
I tell you, much respect to Sergio. He's battled through a lot of dialects serving as our translator. The Salas Cuban dialect was a tough one.
The Cuban's the hardest Spanish dialect, I'm not going to lie. Colombian second.
What about Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican's third. I'll tell you, you know what's the easiest?
What?
Mexican, man.
Chris, good luck scoring that first round. That was very tight. We'll see Chris's unofficial scorecard throughout this main event.
I edge it to Ammo. I like the jab. I like the range he was keeping. Adames was having trouble.
Oh, and a right hand from Adames drops Ammo Williams.
That's the shot that Carlos Adames was talking about all this fight week. Straight right hand down the middle. Again, he said there's nothing complicated about fighting these guys. He's basic. He doesn't have strategies. This shot is how I'm going to win.
Let's see if Adames can end this right here, right now in round two. Caught him again. Williams is going to fight or flight. He's going to fight.
Ammo's going to have to slug this side. He's going to have to punch Adames off him because Adames will stop him if he catches him again. You can't get hit that early because you will get stopped.
Wow, what a shot from the man who's wearing Demolish on the back of his trunks. That's exactly what he's doing to Williams in the second.
And look for the uppercuts. Adames already missed a big left uppercut. That's going to be the money punch, and that's going to be the knockout punch.
Williams just swung out of his shoes.
Back to the jab if you're Ammo Williams. You got to collect yourself. Get out of this hurt round of yours. Go back to the jab. Move.
Go back to the jab and hold at this point. When Adames closes in on him, he's got to grab him. He is still not all the way back.
Ooh, good shot.
That from Williams, and that may have buzzed Adames a little bit.
Yeah, I think that rocked Adames. They caught him on the side, top of the head. That shook him. It ricocheted off the top of his head. It was a temple shot that buckled the knees of Adames. This is fire by fire here by both punchers, big punchers.
What a second round here. And now Adames seems to have regained himself a little bit after he was buzzed by that Williams shot.
Adames is going to have to punch and dip because anytime he punches hard, Ammo's coming to come right back. He's going to go fire for fire, Ammo. And that's a good strategy for him.
Boy, Ammo just puts those gloves up, backs against the corner. I don't know what the thought process is about that.
You know, I said this to Ammo in our fighter meetings, and he disagreed with me. I said he's going to face a lot of adversity in these first few rounds. They're going to be challenging for him. But this is kind of what you expected. Carlos Adames is a big-time puncher, especially in these early rounds. Where you can catch him is late when he has shown a history of fading some.
See that? Anytime Adames punches hard, Williams comes right back. So Adames needs to be careful right now as well.
Listen to me good. Now, he caught you with a shot, but it's just a shot. Do you know you hurt him? All right? Shorten your punches up. Stay with your jab.
Do you know that you heard him? That's the words from Kevin Cunningham to Ammo. Right there, we see that Ammo got rocked by a big punch. Big shot right on the tip of the chin, but the man got up, the legs were under him, but this is where Ammo came back and rocked Adames. Adames was going for the knockout, but when you're dealing with fire by fire, Ammo can hurt you as well.
And that was a double right hand from Adames. The second one did the damage. If I'm Ammo Williams, I got to start circling a little bit, get out of the way of that straight right hand.
Williams came off the stool, bouncing on his toes, saying, I'm all right, talking to people in the crowd. Let's see if he is indeed okay.
Yeah, he went down, but Ammo Williams historically has shown a pretty good chin. It's pounds of Shiraz, 11 rounds to get him out of there. And he hurt Shiraz in that fight as well. So Ammo Williams is tough.
Yeah, Ammo Williams stopped on his feet in that fight. Here's a scorecard from Chris Mannix.
Yeah, I've got it 19-18 in favor of Carlos Adames. Like Sergio, I edged Ammo Williams in that first round on the activity. And obviously the 10-8 round for Carlos Adames gives him that 19-18 edge. But right now, Carlos Adames feels like he's in control at the moment.
You know, maybe slightly in control, but I love the way Ammo bounced back. I love the punch selection. Right now, they're both fencing, power fencing with that left hand. Left hand by Ammo, right hand by Adames. There you go. See, they're meeting each other with that ramrod jab.
Boy, that straight right hand from Adames cannot miss.
This is going to be a type of fight of who takes a better punch and who makes the first mistake. And for Ammo, it's the second mistake.
Yeah, how many mistakes can he afford to make against someone the quality of Adames?
And that's why he's the favorite. That's the reason Carlos Adames is the favorite here, is because of his championship experience, the better resume. But I like the way Ammo has been handling himself. You know, you always want to see how a young fighter reacts to getting dropped, to getting hurt, coming off and bouncing back off a stoppage loss.
You know, I like that good three-punch combination from Ammo just a moment ago.
I like the pressure that Adames is putting. It's physical pressure. It's not by punches. It's by footwork and body presence.
Yeah, Williams said it was going to be him that was pushing Adames back. That's not been the case.
Good body shot by Adames.
That jab that Kevin Cunningham was asking for after that last round.
Adames is a throwback fighter. He comes forward, barely making you miss, strong back, moving to the left, moving to the right, just waiting for you to make a mistake and then pounce on you with power.
He's really hydrated well, too. I mean, Adames looks thick in there, doesn't he?
Strong as a horse. Big shot by Ammo, man.
Oh, there's a jab. Want to see more of those.
It ricocheted off the top of Adames. You can tell Adames like, whoa.
After a training camp injury sideline, Moses Itama, the rising star, is back and ready to face the battle-tested Jermaine Franklin. The heavyweights take over Manchester. Itama versus Franklin next Saturday, live and exclusively on DAZN. Don't blink. Chris, what happens next week in Manchester?
Well, I'm anxious to see if Jermaine Franklin shows the same durability that we saw against Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. That is what Moses Itama needs at this stage of his career.
We've got a good one here in our main event. Ammo Williams dropped early in this fight, but he fought back well. Had a decent third round. But this is the Ammo we thought we were going to see. throwing lots of punches, trying to back Adames on his back foot.
Oof.
And now they're really exchanging. And this is what Amo wants.
Amo wants this type of fight, but you can see that Adames is trying to punch in between the shots. I still like the fact that Amo went for it, but you better be careful because Adames is a slick veteran. He's the champion. He knows how to punch in between shots. Great body shots.
Oh, that was low. That was low.
Way too low, dog.
I'd like to see that again.
Yeah, I think that was low. And Amo certainly reacting like it was.
If it wasn't low, give the man an Oscar. He said
Yeah, she's everything.
Yeah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the picture-perfect example of a low blow. And I don't know if Amo wants to be barking at the crowd right now.
Amo better stay focused.
Yeah.
This is something that Amo,
no retaliation. Time in.
that Amo has been guilty of before. Losing focus, getting hit by shots. He's not a defensive wizard. He's an offensive fighter. But if he loses track of his defense, he will get hit with something big again.
Oh, there's a straight punch that lands. Amo bounces back with a left.
Both these guys are going punch for punch. If Adames is a little bit more clever, he will start foot feigning and baiting Amo's power, catching him off guard with something and countering him over the top.
And Adames really is sitting on one of these counter shots. Amo a couple of times has really exposed himself. Good left hand there, but he's extending a little bit too much, leaving himself vulnerable for some of these counters.
Nice right hand by Adames right there. You can see that he's not putting much power. He's concentrating on speed and technique because he knows that Amo's going to come back with a counter. So he's piercing through the guard and expecting for a counter.
Let him go. Let him go.
Just a smart veteran champion is Carlos Adames.
And every time you see Amo Williams taking a couple of steps back, that's not where they want to be. All throughout camp, they have trained to be a front foot fighter. They want to be pushing Carlos Adames back. They feel that's when they're at their best, and they feel like Adames fighting backwards is when he's at his worst.
Yeah, it is, but the thing about Adames, he has good upper body movement.
Nice.
He stays in the inside. Good shot.
Look how Amo's reacting to every one of these landed punches. His body betrays him a little bit, Sergio. He just folds in half.
Yeah, because he's in there with a more polished champion. And look at those foot feints that Adames is starting to throw. They're a little heavy on the foot feints, but I want to continue seeing him trying to bait Amo's power in. Because if Amo throws something and misses, he will be vulnerable for something big.
In close rounds, the judges will look and see who's doing more damage, and the way Amo reacts, those punches look like they're hurting.
That jab's working for Amo. That should be Amo's game plan right now. That should be Amo's MO with that jab. Keeping the distance. Make this a fight later.
Tipo es de 4 asaltos.
Hey, we're in the fourth
Ahora,
round.
lo único que quiero que tú no eres pariguayo, no te me le pares al frente.
I don't want you to stand in front of him. You understand?
Pero no me tires el mismo ya.
I want you to back him up, but don't throw the exact same jab.
Y después lo amaga abajo.
I want you to touch him upstairs, and then I want you to bang the body.
Este muerto no te puede enganchar con un golpe de esos feos.
This kid can't counter you. He's not going to catch you.
Cuando tú tiras los golpes largos, Juan Carlos, tú siempre le pegas.
When he throws those long punches, that's when you can catch him with shorter shots.
Tiene que estar vivo.
I need you to be alive. I need you to be aware.
Tú no eres pariguayo, Menez.
Well, through 4 rounds, Adames has landed 40 power punches compared to just 20 from Williams, doubling his output.
And there's the missing that I'm talking about by Amo. If he starts missing like that, big shot, Adames, the veteran, there you go. We'll take advantage of those punches.
But he's listening to you. Oh, left hand there from Ammo. He's listening to you with that jab, though. We're seeing a lot more from Williams.
Yes, he is. He needs to make this a physical fight, but it can't be. He can't be missing and winging shots like that. He's going to be a sitting target for the veteran and the champion and the Adames.
Let's look at Chris Mannix's scorecard.
Yeah, I've got a Carlos Adames in control, 39-36. Gave the last 3 rounds to Carlos Adames with that 10-8 round. The power shots, guys, is the big difference. 40-20 edge for Carlos Adames through these first 4 rounds. Ammo's done had pretty good success with that jab, but the power work of Adames, to me, has been a difference maker over these last 3.
And it's smart power, Chris. It's smart power. He's not just throwing heavy shots to where Ammo has to like absorb it. He flicks the power, he catches the power, and he doesn't square up for Ammo could hit anything. Just a smart veteran and a smart champion is Adames.
Got Williams in the corner here. Let's see if he unleashes a little bit.
No, he won't, and that's what I'm talking about, smart. He's a throwback fighter, but he's respecting the young power in front of him.
Caught him with a couple of right hands there. That was brilliant. He went 2-2-2, Sergio.
And it takes athleticism to do that, because if you square up and you fall off balance or you turn southpaw, then you're at a disadvantage.
Williams trying to fight off the ropes, going back to the jab. Left cross there from Ammo. Took a little bit off that one. Didn't want to overextend like we've seen him do a few times in this fight.
Adames has underrated defense with his upper body. He really is a throwback fighter. You know, one of these fighters that can stay right in front of you and barely make you miss.
Chris, you mentioned that Adames might be hiding a little bit of an injury on that right bicep. How does he look to you?
No, the left bicep off the jab. Looks great, though. Looks sharp. You know, throwing that jab, it's not been his primary weapon. It's been that straight right hand. But if there's any issue with that bicep, not showing in this fight tonight.
And look at how Adames is baiting Ammo to throw something big. Those aren't hard shots. He's not putting a lot of power behind those shots. He's touching those gloves, trying to bait Ammo to throw something big to catch, counter, and make him pay with something bigger. That's veteran tactics. That's how you beat a young, strong, animated fighter like Ammo. That was the first one-sided round, I think, by Adames. That's how he's going to beat this young bull.
We're doing too much retreat. Get his face, his nose. We're doing too much retreating, bro. You back and straight back. He coming right to you, and you ain't giving him what you need to give him. You're touching him with a jab, but you ain't letting that left hand go. You ain't letting that left hand go straight off that jab, bro.
Dipping to the left, barely missing that jab is Adames, and they catching him with that right hand. And this is what I mean by underrated defense. Adames has great upper body movement. He doesn't pull back with his feet. He barely makes you miss. And he makes you comfortable throwing shots because he's timing your power, he's timing your distance, and he's slowly sneaking his feet in to attack you. This is a champion, and a champion for a reason. A man that's been around a long time, because this man can fight. His throwback is Carlos Adames.
Adames has made 2 successful title defenses. We mentioned that draw against Shiraz before that. A win over Terrell Gaucher back in June of 2024, but he's only fought 4 times since October of 2022 and is coming off a 392-day layoff.
And that was the red flag that Chris Mannix had with Carlos Adames, the fact that he was inactive. But whenever you're dealing with a veteran, a man that knows how to fight in slow motion, then the inactivity doesn't really injure you.
Let's hear now from Chris Mannix. He's in the corner of Ammo Williams.
Kevin, what are you seeing out there right now?
Ammo's landing the jab. Whenever you want.
Oh, wait a minute.
They're both letting their hands fly like this is the final minute of the fight. This is great action.
Adames is giving a chance for Ammo to land something big, and I think he just did. Adames should not fight fire with this young fighter right now. He should punch and dip and get out of the way. Use your smart veteran tactics. Get in the middle of the ring.
Boy, Williams, that leg came lifting up the canvas. His body might be betraying him a little bit right now.
Good body shot by Adames.
That's a problem. Backing straight up and retreating.
We'll try and check it with Kevin Cunningham a little later on. Just too much action right now to take away from anything going on in the ring.
Adames hurt Ammo to the body. Ammo's hurt to the body right now. Bleeding from the mouth, backing up. He's hurt.
And now Adames just following him around the ring, closing the distance. Predator versus prey.
Good body shot. See, Adames knows that he's hurt to the body. This is a smart Predator in Carlos Adames.
You know, Ammo talked to us this week about his gas tank. He believes that was going to be bigger than Carlos Adames. Seems to be betraying him a little bit as we're into the 6th round.
I won't be surprised if Ammo goes down with a body shot.
For what it's worth, Adames looks as fresh as a daisy in there, doesn't he?
Because he's not overloading. He's touching, alternating his power behind technique. This is a clever fighter. You don't know when the power's going to come. See, he's touching you, and then he loads up.
And now Adames willing to stay right in the phone booth with the younger fighter. He promised a demolition job, and he might be on the verge of doing it. He dropped Williams in round 2, remember. And Williams taking some deep breaths and stumbling backwards. It's all gone wrong here in Orlando.
Listen up. Now it's time to fight down. It's time to fight down. Because the man giving us exactly what we want. He coming right to you with the fight. You ain't got to look for it. But you backing up and retreating and ain't coming back with the work, brother. You want to win a world title?
Neither one of the men on the bottom left of your screen are going to take a step back either. Wilder versus Chisora live April the 4th. Sergio, I'm putting you on the spot. Who wins that one?
I wanted this fight to happen. I like the momentum from Chisora. I think Chisora stops someone like Wilder at this point of his career.
Mannix.
Or Chisora, baby.
Mannix.
I'm just predicting a slobber knocker.
You got to meet him with some work, bro.
You could say we're seeing one right here in front of our eyes.
And look, that was the right advice, the right sentiment from Kevin Cunningham. Carlos Adames is giving them exactly what they said they want. He's coming straight towards them, but when he does, Ammo Williams just doesn't have enough in the tank to fire back.
Not only that, but he doesn't have the polished defense and technique. That's what it's coming down to, technique. Man, Adames has better technique in the line of fire. When the exchanges, he could take a better shot, and he guards against the punches of Ammo better.
Let's look at Chris Mannix's scorecard through 6 rounds.
Yeah, we've got a 59-54 in favor of Carlos Adames. A clean sweep with that 10-8 round since the first round. Again, the power punches are such a big difference maker. Carlos Adames landing that straight right hand almost at will. Ammo Williams has had good success with that jab, but it's not enough to counteract the power of Carlos Adames. 59-54 as we get to the second half of the fight.
I'll tell you what, Ammo landed a big left hand that landed right on the right side of the chin of Adames. Adames ate that up.
Well, Adames said, listen, he's not going to have the power to drop me. He's too small for me. But you look in the ring, he looks like actually he's the bigger guy. But Adames has certainly taken the punches better than Ammo has.
Well, he made the point of, Ammo Williams is a good fighter, but not a strategic fighter. He didn't believe that Ammo had a strategy to beat him other than just to get aggressive, and that's not how you beat a Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames, you can make an argument, one of, if not the greatest Dominican fighter of all time. He's right up there on that list. He's a 270-plus amateur fights. This guy's the real deal.
I'm about to hear it right now, guys. He got hit with a straight right hand by Adames, and I think that rocked, that shook Ammo. Ammo's punch resistance is failing him right now.
Well, Ammo is a better fighter on the front foot. I think anyone could see that. And the fact that he keeps retreating, Sergio, has upset his trainer, and it's not allowing him to win these rounds.
No, it is not. But the thing about Adames, he's not allowing Ammo to be a front foot fighter. Adames has a strong back. He can make you miss while he's coming forward. And that's what I mean by being a throwback old school fighter.
Oh, 3 misses there from Ammo.
And that takes your legs, that takes your conditioning, that takes your wind. And you could bet Adames is going to keep poking him in the body.
There's not a diversity of punch selection from Ammo Williams either. It's jab, jab, straight left hand. Nothing really to the body, nothing coming around the guard, just predictable that Carlos Adames is onto. He's onto this game plan of Ammo Williams.
And now Adames fighting with his hands by his waist. He's really feeling himself.
Adames is schooling the young kid now. He's schooling the young buck. And he's teaching him that there's levels to this. If Ammo can't land something of any consequence and hurt Adames, this fight is might as well over.
Well, there's a left hand.
No te enredes, Carlos, please. Toma aire, nene.
Take a deep breath.
¿Cómo vamos, Tú sabes lo que se impone ahora contigo.
You know what he's trying to do with you now?
Buen boxeo.
Come on, man, I need you to box
asegurarte
now.
el asalto.
You need to secure the rounds now. You need to secure rounds.
Cambiar con él y acuérdate que él está buscando
Don't start exchanging with him. You understand? If you punch in and you stay standing up, he's going to come right back and catch you.
Okay, mi nene. Vamos, vamos, límpiate. Vamos allá, mi nene. Vamos allá.
And there you see the beautiful Cuban instructions by the corner of Carlos Adames of Ismael Salas, who's a brilliant defensive mind, telling Adames, don't get carried away. You got to punch, you got to dip. This kid's still dangerous.
Nice left there from Ammo. Looked like their feet got tied up a little bit, but still a glimmer of hope.
The trainer of Adames sees that he has a strong, determined fighter in Ammo that could still hurt Adames right now. You still got to respect this young buck. Big power.
Better start to the 8th here for Williams.
A lot better start. And Adames better stay sharp, man. One punch can turn this fight around.
Williams said that he would have to bring a pace to Adames that he can't handle, but it's Williams who's having a hard time handling Adames.
It was a left uppercut.
Savage uppercut by Carlos Adames there.
And that uppercut's going to be there again. Ammo has a 79-inch reach, but wide elbows. And that's something that Adames told us he was going to zero in on. Uppercuts and hooks.
Adames saying, you caught me with your forearm, be careful there. Nice jab from Williams. It's been a stiff, solid jab when he throws it, but how about that polished precision from Adames?
There's no head movement from Ammo Williams. That head is just a target for the right hand of Carlos Adames.
And that's the reason I just couldn't pick Ammo in this fight. The lack of defense, the lack of amateur experience, the lack of upper body movement, and just overloading on every shot. And then you see Adames gutting him downstairs, making out Ammo even smaller.
And I believed you. I understood what you were saying there. I guess my question coming in was, would we get the very best of Carlos Adames? So far in this fight, this looks like the best of Carlos Adames, as he eats a straight left hand there.
Yeah, I think everybody would agree the best version of Adames beats the best version of Ammo Williams.
Bingo.
Man, Ammo's tough. He's taking some big right hands that would have put down and knocked out maybe some other guys in this division.
Ammo's tough, man. He is tough, but sometimes that ain't enough. We know that, but with a man that has struggled with mental issues, with personal problems, you know, you gotta give him a chance to go out in the shield, but you also gotta take care of a tough fighter like that. if it comes down to that point.
Oh, nice left there from Williams.
Hey, he a sucker for that lead uppercut. He a sucker for it. But shoot the left hand, then bring the lead uppercut. All right? Shoot the left hand straight. Let him dip and shoot the left. Shoot the right uppercut. All right? Yeah. Soon you shoot that left hand, he dips. Shoot the right uppercut, all right? Yeah. It wasn't a bad round. It wasn't a bad round.
Adames touching him, getting an angle. And you can see Amo's throwing the right shots, but the upper body movement of Adames is not letting Amo land anything of any consequence right now. And that's been the difference here. Adames has hurt Amo Williams. Amo has blocked him, but I think Adames has gotten more respect with power.
And Adames has landed over double the amount of power punches, 102 to 48.
This is a crucial turnaround round. I think it's do or die here for Amo Williams. I think they're starting to realize that in the corner. He needs to hurt and catch the attention, get the respect of Adames.
He needs to stay on that front foot and keep pushing Carlos Adames back. When Carlos Adames is coming forward, he is just teeing off on Amo Williams. He cannot take one step back in this round.
I'll tell you what, Amo just almost landed that punch that Kevin Cunningham wants with that uppercut.
And just like that, it's Williams on the back foot where he does not want to be.
If he's not jabbing, Amo is a target going backwards. It's a body shot that caught the attention of Amo earlier. And I think Adames smells that.
Oh, that straight right hand is there. He can land it a couple of times. Williams trying to jab him away.
Adames is lining up a big right hand, guys.
Nice uppercut, some hand speed from Amo, but eats a body shot to the rib cage. Adames only has one stoppage victory after the 6th round. That happened to Julian J-Rock Williams in 2023.
A good shot there by Amo, good body shot. Tried that uppercut that Cunningham wanted. But the tight defense, the tight upper body of Adames didn't let him penetrate.
Yeah, Todd, you mentioned the J-Rock Williams fight, and that was a fight that Amo's team mentioned to us during this week. Kevin Cunningham mentioned to us as a fight that they looked at a lot because they thought J-Rock had some success in that fight, specifically when it came to backing Adames up. But throughout the course of these 8+ rounds, he just hasn't been backed up at all in this fight.
Here's the difference. J-Rock was a champion. He's a Philadelphia fighter. He knows how to fight on the outside. He knows how to fight on the inside. He has better defense. That's the thing that Amo is lacking. That and an amateur background. This is a man with only 47 amateur fights dealing with a fighter with 300 amateur fights in Adames. That's a big disparity.
No, the conditioning of Adames has been really good. You go back to the fight against Patrick Teixeira.
There's some good work from Williams.
Yeah, that fight against Teixeira back at 154 pounds. He gassed out in the second half of that fight, made some changes after that have really improved his conditioning as his career moved forward.
Tell you what, Amo's listening to Kevin Cunningham. He is throwing those uppercuts, and he is landing a few of them.
This is a pretty good round for Amo.
Yes, it was.
But he's still taking a lot of heat.
Carlos, aquí se impone tu buen boxeo.
This is where you gotta start boxing.
Y tu buen boxeo.
You gotta outbox this guy now.
Tu buen boxeo viene de la cintura, man.
And boxing comes from your waist. You understand that? It comes from upper body movement in your waist. Adames throwing away that jab. Big uppercut by Amo. Amo just ate that up, man. Came right back with a hard right hook. It forced Adames to respect the power of Amo and back up. Got his licks in and backed up.
And you're right, Todd. That was a pretty good round for Amo Williams. But in a pretty good round, he was still outlanded 28-16 by Adames. And there you see Amo coming out with the kind of energy we hope to see early in this fight.
Well, he's maybe got his second win as we're in round 10, scheduled for 12.
Adames, I'm telling you right now, Amo's going to go out in the shield, and Adames is going to be right there.
Good left hand there.
Yeah, here comes Williams. Wait a minute.
Maybe having a moment, Amo Williams.
Or Adames playing possum.
Adames' corner keeps pleading with him just to box, but he's refusing to do it, Sergio. He wants to prove he's more macho than Williams, who's been talking trash all week long.
Yes, he has, but look, if they go punch for punch, I think the younger man might have the advantage. But once he's fatigued, once he's on the back foot, Adames has the advantage.
It's just not sustainable for Amo Williams. That was a good, 30-second burst to start the round, landed a couple of good shots on Adames and immediately got on his bike and started backing up. He just doesn't have the gas tank against a fighter with this kind of firepower.
And Adames knows that, and that's why he continues going forward, digging to the body, taking the legs away of Amo.
Blood continues to pour out of the mouth and nose of Amo Williams, who's truly shown you just how tough he is tonight.
Yeah, all respect to Amo Williams, man. This is another side of him I haven't seen. Just heart, grit, guts, and still willing to exchange, still looking for a way to win. Adames hasn't jabbed to the gut of Amo. I think he should start alternating that jab. Lower the hands of Amo. Maybe you could throw something looping over the top. Try something different. They want upper body movement from Adames, and that's one thing he does well. He has a strong back.
Good uppercut there from Adames.
Yeah, he got out of trouble, didn't want to stay around for the receipt.
And he's not loading on these shots. He's just touching. Adames is fighting in slow motion right now, guys. He sees everything coming from Amo.
There's a counter right. Boy, those will hurt you, won't they? Snap the head back.
Good body shot there from Adames.
I would like to see more body shots. Amo doesn't respond well when he gets hit to the body.
Now, right now, the body shot advantage huge in favor of Carlos Adames. 41-12 edge for Adames and body shots landed.
Amo's not throwing back now. Now this is the time that Adames could be punching, trying to go for the stop. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, Adames has looked frustrated that he ate that shot. Hey, Williams is giving you everything he's got. I'll tell you that.
Yes, he is.
It's not that you ain't in this fight, brother. You see what I'm telling you? It ain't that you ain't in this fight. Yeah, I'm good. Hold on. Listen. You in the fight, but you keep retreating, bro. That's killing us.
Jab, foot feinted through that right hand. But back comes Amo punching with Adames, and that's what frustrates champions. That's what frustrates offensive fighters, is punching in between the shots, because you never have control. You never dictate the action whenever someone's intercepting in between the punches, and that's exactly what Amo did in that round to frustrate the champion.
All right, these are the championship rounds. Amo Williams' corner basically pleading with him. You've got to back him up. You cannot retreat. That's the only way we can get him.
And here you see again, opening 30 seconds of this round, you get the best of Amo Williams, but he seems to just empty that clip in the first 30 seconds. And round by round, they have started to look familiar. 99-90 on my scorecard. A clean sweep for Carlos Adames since that second round. There have been a couple of competitive rounds mixed but this is, to me, has been all Carlos Adames since the first round of this fight.
Yes, it has, and he called it. He said this was going to be a champion versus the apprentice, and that's exactly what we're seeing, just levels in style. Maybe evenly matched with power and guts and heart, but as far as skill comes, there's only one polished champion in there, and that's Adames.
Well, Williams was honest with us during our fighter interview. He said, listen, technically he's better than me. There's no doubt about it. But my heart, my aggression, and my power will propel me to victory.
I think all those things are true and remain true in this moment. What has not been true is that Ammo has not had the gas tank. And he said that was going to be his big advantage, the younger fighter. Went as far as to say Kevin Cunningham during that last fight against Wendy Toussaint complimented him.
Whoa. Williams thought he got him there. I think Adames might have been just off balance.
I think it might have been off balance there, but I think the referee for a brief moment thought it might have been a low blow.
No, Ammo caught him with a half punch coming in, and it just caught him in the wrong place. I don't think it buckled his knees, but it did look like it.
That clipped him and knocked his mouthpiece out, and now Ammo is really backing up.
Oh, man, that was a good shot.
Yeah.
Right on the temple. Those are the shots where you can't roll with that punch. It caught him clean on the temple. Ammo doesn't like that. He wants a break.
Yeah, Williams wants a break to put his mouthpiece back in. Referee said, no, we're not even going to put water in there. Let's go, fight it out.
Hey, good job by the referee. He knows Ammo he's injured right now. He's hurt. That shot to the temple really rocked him.
Oh, and another straight right hand to the body folds Williams down. He's shrinking here in the 11th.
Yes, he is. Look for an uppercut now. Right uppercut by Adames.
Swelling around the bridge of the nose for Williams now. It's got to be tough for him to breathe.
Adames has caught on to Ammo trying to punch hard back. So now he's baiting him with feints, with jabs. He's trying to get Ammo off balance with a power shot to make him pay. Clever fighter is the champion, Carlos Adames. Smart, strong, experienced, and he's in total control of this young buck that he has in front of him.
Toma aire. Toma aire.
Take some air. Breathe.
Toma aire.
Breathe.
Todo está en tu presión con golpe largo.
Everything is with long pressure, long punches.
Carlos, acuérdate.
Listen, remember.
Carlos, él empieza fuerte.
Look, remember, he always starts off. He always starts off fast.
Tiene que salir vivo desde que comienza.
So you gotta be careful with the beginning of a run. He always starts off fast.
Él no te puede sorprender.
So don't let him surprise you early.
El protector de boca. Protector de boca. Toma aire.
That's the shot I'm talking about. You can't roll with the punches when you get hit on that side of your face as a southpaw. Clean shot, knocked the mouthpiece out, and that rock and shook the legs of Ammo Williams.
You know, if I know Ammo Williams, he is going to come out and try to go out on a shield here.
Yes, he is.
It's knockout or bust for Austin Ammo Williams. The only way he can win is for some late drama for Adames, steady as she goes, and he'll retain his title.
He's got to let his hands go, run the risk of getting knocked out by going for those knockouts.
Yeah, I agree, and there he is. He just landed a big one, too. Ammo did. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and right now, man, you gotta give it to Ammo, just laying it all on the line.
I tell you, Carlos Adames seemingly shrugging off the advice of his corner, kind of staying in the pocket, willing to exchange with Ammo Williams. But here we go again, guys, where it's Ammo just seemed to have run out of gas 20, 30 seconds into this round.
Well, I think it's because Adames thinks this guy's not in his league and he wants to stop him. He's not content just to beat him, Sergio. He wants to break him in half.
I agree, and that's what Adames is looking for. He knows that he's a puppeteer there. He already has it controlled. He dominates whenever he steps on the gas.
Now that's twice that Carlos Adames has hit Ammo Williams below the belt. I'll be interested to see what the reaction is of the referee. It looks like he's going to take point away.
There it is. Low blow. 1 point, low blow.
One point low blow. I told you numerous times.
Now that's probably academic at this point, given the lead that Carlos Adames has on the scorecard.
It might have helped Adames just to get more breath and finish this fight harder.
Oh boy, Williams is giving me everything he's got.
I love that Adames is in there trading with him.
Oh, good right from Williams. Body shot from Adames. This is good stuff.
This is throwback fighting. This is mano a mano. This is power versus power.
A minute and a half to go. Has Williams thrown everything he has? And can Adames get the stoppage that you can tell he wants so desperately?
Amo is spinning, just trying to look for that left hand, but Adames can get the stoppage, guys. Amo's technique has failed him. His legs aren't there. The power is out. There's nothing behind those shots right now, guys.
Yeah, but he's letting him go.
I'm telling you right now, Adames can still get the stoppage.
There's that uppercut you've been waiting for, Sergio.
He can still get the stoppage. Adames can still get the stoppage if he puts a combination together.
Oh, big uppercut from Adames. Emma Williams showing you so much heart and guts. Can he make it the final 40 seconds? Both men fighting like they need the knockout. And this is what you love to see as a fight fan.
If Adames puts together a combination with speed, he might be able to rock and shock Amo and stop him. Amo spent. He gave everything he had tonight, man.
That's one thing you have to say about Emma Williams. When you consider the Hamza Shiraz fight, this fight, he's tough. But we just saw Carlos Adames back up his talk. He said he was levels above Emma Williams, and he showed that tonight.
What a battle. Both men giving it all they had, but Carlos Adames too good tonight, and that's why he's the middleweight champion of the world.
The old bull told us it was going to be champion versus apprentice, and that's exactly what it was, because this was a one-sided fight by Carlos the champion, Adames.
Well, the crowd got their money's worth, that's for sure.
That was a world-class slugfest, a polished, punishing slugfest.
Yeah, kudos to Adames. I mean, his corner was telling him, just outbox this guy. Don't mix it up with him. But Adames refused to listen and gave us a memorable night here at the Kareem Royale. Well, hey, I know you and Austin, Emma Williams, had a few run-ins this week. What do you have to say about this man from Florida?
That I respect him, I salute him, and he's braver, he's tougher than I thought. But I knew that he was going to be the underdog here, and I think he just licks his wounds and comes right back, because with a performance like that, with the guts that he showed, never stopped trying to win, Austin Amo Williams deserves another opportunity, because this is exciting television.
Well, Carlos Adames told us yesterday, listen, I'm going to punish him over the rounds, and I want to put on an entertaining show for the fans. And that's exactly what he did, Sergio, and that's what you want from a champion.
That's what you want, and that's what we got. That was as exciting as it gets. And then you see that left bicep that Chris Maddox was talking about, saying that was going to be a problem, that the inactivity was going to be a problem. But it wasn't, because when you know how to fight, when you know how to slow down a fight, when you can play the old bull mentality and bring those old tricks up your sleeve, you can handle young, strong, animated, energetic fighters like Austin Williams.
Well, heavyweights will collide when Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois square off in London. These two British heavyweights will meet for the WBO World Heavyweight title on May 9th at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester. It'll be live as part of your DAZN Ultimate subscription. Who do you have in that one?
I love the trajectory of Fabio Wardley right now. I think he can't be stopped, and he's the future of the heavyweight division. Him and Moses Itauma.
I've got Dubois in that fight. I got Dubois.
Well, you're like Mannix. He had ammos in this fight. You guys don't know what you're saying.
I said Adames would. Why are you throwing me under the bus? Never put me in the same boat as Chris Manning, please. Either way, Let's make it official now. We go into the ring at David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action here in Orlando, Florida, we go to the judges' score totals, and they read as follows. Michael Tate, 118, 108. David DeYoung and Efrain LeBron both scored about 117 to 109. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. And still, the WBC middleweight champion of the world, Carlos Caballo Blanco Adames.
What a win for Carlos Adames. Sergio, you tell me, was that the best you've seen him look?
Well, it was, but it wasn't against a championship opponent. So that's the reason I think he looked so great. It was a one-sided fight because it was a mature champion in Adames against an inexperienced fighter in Ammo, an energetic, animated fighter, strong fighter, but he wasn't ready for this moment. There was only one champion and one fighter that proved it, and that was Carlos Adames.
Let's hear from him now. He's with Chris Mannix.
Well, Carlos, congratulations. You said this was going to be an easy night for you. You were true to your word, winning a lopsided decision. How do you feel about the way this fight played out?
Sí, felicidades en primer lugar. Dijiste que iba a ser trabajo fácil y cumpliste con tu palabra, después ganando con una decisión unánime. Hablamos un poco de cómo piensas que desarrolló la pelea esta noche.
Primeramente, muchísimas gracias a todos por venir, todo lo que se necesita, que vienen a ver el caballo bronco. Me siento muy contento, muy feliz con Eddie Hearn, Luis de Cuba, Junior. Siempre soy un hombre que cumplo mi palabra, lo que digo abajo del ring, lo digo arriba del ring también. Yo le dije que iba a ser un trabajo fácil y para mí fue un trabajo fácil. Soy el mejor 160 que va a haber en la historia.
So yeah, firstly, I want to say thank you to everybody that's come out here to see a Caballo Bronco, the wild horse here. I'm delighted. I want to say thank you to Eddie Hearn, Louis de Cuba. You know, I'm somebody that makes good on their promise and is good to their word, both in and out of the ring. I believe that right now I'm the best fighter at 160 pounds that is out there.
That right hand of yours just couldn't miss throughout the course of this fight. Why was that such an effective weapon?
Esa mano derecha no podías fallar con esto. ¿Por qué fue un arma tan importante para ti esta noche?
Soy un francotirador, donde pongo el ojo, pongo la bala. Yo sabía que esa derecha entraba, tantas veces yo la quería tirar, la tiraba, y cuantas veces la tiraba, entraba. Entonces, esa vista no falla, entonces estaba preparado para eso, sabía lo que él traía a la mesa y me preparé para eso.
So I just knew that I'm just a really accurate puncher. I knew that I just couldn't miss with that shot. Whenever I wanted to land it, I landed. You know, I was prepared. I knew coming into this fight that I had that weapon on the table, and I used it at will when I wanted to.
You know, as this fight progressed, Ammo started fast in each round, and then you took over 30, 40 seconds into each one. Was that part of your strategy, to let him kind of burn himself out before taking over?
Sí, en los rounds, como desarrollan los rounds, él empezó como los primeros 30 segundos con fuerza y después como perdió un poco de energía. ¿Eso fue una estrategia para ti, de dejarle como quemarse durante esa primera parte de los rounds?
Claro, porque yo sabía que nada más iba a ser 10 segundos fuertes y después todo el round completo era mío. Entonces era un trabajo fácil, se lo expliqué, porque sabía que no está a mi nivel. Yo estoy a otro nivel, yo estoy aquí y él está aquí, con mucho respeto lo digo, pero es así la vida.
So yeah, I knew that, you know, I knew he was going to come in hard for 10 seconds, but then he was going to get tired after that. I would take over and win the round. That's why I said that it was going to be easy work for me. And it was, you know, with all due respect, he's just not on my level. You know, I'm there and he's down there, with all the respect, and that's what happened tonight.
You know, after that 11th round, your trainer was begging you to stay away and just to box. Why did you choose to slug it out all the way to the end?
Sí, llegando ya al 11, el entrenador tuyo, Salas, estaba diciendo que le boxeara más. ¿Y por qué no quisiste escucharle y al final intercambiaste con él?
Hubieron muchas palabras afuera del ring, el público que vino a ver un espectáculo, siempre le hago caso a mi maestro. En esa ocasión quería brindarle un chin de chispa al cuadrilátero, que es lo que me gusta brindarle, yo se lo brindé y el público está feliz, escúchalo.
So yeah, you know, There have been a lot of words outside of the ring, you know, and I wanted to put on a show for all the public, all the fans that have come here. You know, I always listen to my trainer. I have all respect for him, but I also wanted to go on and you know, see sparks in the ring tonight. And look at him, he's happy now.
The Hamza Shiraz fight, most people believed you won that fight. Now here you defend your title in dominant fashion. Do you feel right now, at 31 years old, you're at your best?
Sí, obviamente, cuando tuviste esa pelea con Shiraz, muchas personas pensaban que habías ganado esa pelea. Después tuviste una actuación dominante en el ring. A tu edad de 31 años, ¿te sientes que esta es la mejor versión de Carlos Adames?
Así es, ha hecho buena preparación con mi equipo de trabajo, Tomás Dulorme, Ismael Sala, Ángel Lecay, Carlos de León. He hecho una excelente preparación, mi equipo de trabajo me da el excelente apoyo, mi manager allí en República Dominicana, toda mi gente también en República Dominicana que me están viendo y me están apoyando. Muchísimas gracias. Y nosotros vamos por más. Hamza Shiraz fue un pasado por mí, le agarré, lo desbaraté en su propio país, en su propia casa, le gané, le demostré que yo soy el mejor de los 160. Lamentablemente no vieron la pelea esa noche, pero seguimos para adelante y estamos dispuestos para quien sea.
So yeah, you know, we just come into this fight really well prepared. Thomas Delorme, Salas, all the people that are in my team that helped me prepare, Carlos de Leon. I just want to say thank you for all the support that I've had from the Dominican Republic, the people that have come in and supported me. You talk about the Hamza Shiraz fight. That was in the past. I feel like I went to what we could describe as being his home, and we beat him in our eyes. But I feel like I'm the best in 160 right now, and I'm ready for whatever is to come.
So who's next?
¿Quién para ti será el próximo?
Bueno, para mí hay muchos nombres, muchos piensan que no doy la 160, todavía puedo hacer 154, pero hay muchos 168 que van a pasar por mis manos y lo estoy esperando y estoy abierto a toda la propuesta que tenga cualquier 68 que quiera defenderse y medirse frente al caballo bronco.
So, you know, there's a lot of people that think I can't do 160. No, I can actually go down to 154. But in terms of the list, there's a long list of people I can face 160, and I want to, you know, put it out there. But 168, I can face anyone as well.
Congratulations, Carlos.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Emo, we'll turn to you. Great effort tonight, just not your night. Where did things go wrong?
First, I want to say thank you, God, you know, for this opportunity. It was a lot of times. Man, I know I had him hurt, you know, and he just was able to capitalize on some things tonight that I got to go in the gym and look at. But he did a great job. I mean, it was just a good performance from him.
You thought coming in that your youth would be an advantage, your gas tank would be an advantage. Just seemed like as these rounds progressed, he was the fresher fighter down the stretch. Were you surprised that he was able to sustain that?
No, I knew he was a champion. I knew it would be things like that I would have to get through in the fight. There were certain shots I was trying to find. He was able to negate them. So, I mean, it was just a good performance from him. I can't really say I was too shocked or surprised. I was just looking for the shots myself to get the knockout. I knew, you know, coming in trying to take a title, I would have to get a knockout or something of that caliber. And he was just able to withstand some things that I thought he wouldn't be able to. So congratulations to him.
What do you take away from a fight like this moving forward?
I'm a warrior. You know, this is what I do. I do it for the best fights in the game. I'm going to continue going for the best fights in the game. And it's an honor to fight for the WBC. And I'm going to just stay back in the gym and get better and come back for another title.
Appreciate it, Emo.
Thank you.
Good attitude there from Austin Amo Williams, and how can you hate that attitude, Sergio? I'm going to go back and give it another shot.
A warrior and a gentleman, and I would love to see Amo Williams back in the ring. I think everybody here would love to see that man fight anybody, anytime. With a performance like that, how can you not want to see this man inside that ring again?
And they are dancing in Santo Domingo, República Dominica, after their champ, Carlos Adames, has defended it for the third time, and he made it look pretty easy.
Well, listen, man, it was a one-sided, entertaining fight. Carlos Adames controlled it. He knocked down Amo early. He dominated, went for the knockout, but he had to respect the power of Amo coming back, and Amo actually hurt and rocked Adames on a few occasions. The veteran had to watch out for what the young, powerful southpaw was throwing in return. But body shots like that took the power, that took the energy, that took the legs, the ambition of Amo. But he kept coming back. And this is why this was such an exciting fight. It wasn't an ebb and flow of punishment and going back and forth in the scorecards, but forget about the scorecards. It was a slugfest, and it was something that I would love to watch again.
Yeah, Emma Williams is a fun fighter. He makes fun fights. Can't wait to see him back in the ring again. And also, man, the future looks bright for Adames. Did you hear him, Sergio, saying,